So is it supposed to be live now?
Well, it should be shortly.
How do you... Well, it just pops up, doesn't it?
Yeah, if you go to the channel on the YouTube app.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
You do get a very, like, ASMR, you know, you can, like, with the headphones on.
Oh, so like it'll calm me down. Is that what you're saying? Isn't that what...
Yeah, you can't do it.
Do you want me to wear headphones?
No, you should want to.
I really? No.
It sounds better.
Well, why do I have to listen to it?
You don't have to. I've never watched one episode we've done. I never watch them again.
Okay, well, I
can't.
You can't watch yourself?
No.
I'll go double check. Hold on a second.
I mean, what's the purpose of the headphones for you? 'Cause we're right here. We can...
I know. Oh, it's live.
Oh, hello.
There.
There's going to be a delay between what you pick up.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Oh, yeah, there's a delay.
Oh, here we go.
Let's do this. All right, ready?
All right.
One.
What are you 1, 2, 3
What are
for?
we-
Seeing how long the delay is.
Oh. Well, that's not necessary.
You just stood up.
Like, I feel out of place without the headphones. Should I
Yeah.
really put the headphones on?
Well, we don't have a third set of headphones.
Oh, so see,
unfortunately,
you were never going to have me have
No,
headphones anyway. So
no.
He was lying.
I'll have to tell you whether or not you feel good. You sound good
All
or
right.
not.
It's about
We're
10,
fine.
10 seconds.
Okay. It's technology, Rob. It has to go to space, go to a satellite, then get redistributed down to the cellular networks to your phone.
Depending
Give it a
on
second.
what cellular network
Yeah.
you have.
Yeah. Hi, Rob. We're here live. We're here live. I'm going to come back to
Hi.
you guys in the camera over there. We're here live at the Colorado Outdoors Block Party.
Live.
And sitting with us, you're going to have to announce yourself because I'm not messing up names
That's okay.
today.
It's Chrissy Simmons.
Hi, Chrissy.
Hi.
So, again, we've already talked about this because you were already nervous about it, but I do have
Yes.
to push this a little bit
Oh,
closer.
I have to be closer.
We
And
have
I'm
one
gonna
viewer.
I've got to turn it up. It's
Oh,
you.
it's me.
It's like
Yeah.
really obnoxious in your face.
Yeah.
Bonk
And
your
most
nose.
people don't like it, so they do this. But
I know,
then it sounds
but-
terrible. You gotta lean into it.
I know.
That
Okay.
then, of course, with the headphones, you
You
can tell how
if
loud
I'm being
you are.
really.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you didn't give me headphones, so.
Okay, Chrissy.
Okay.
So we were joking earlier that your dislike of the microphone being that close to you was you were
Yes,
concerned
it's
about
like
how
right
much
in my nose.
how much saliva was actually on that phone.
It's like a big germ sponge.
It is. Yeah, definitely. Hey, thanks for ruining the rest of the show
Yeah.
for
Sure, no
everybody that
problem.
comes on
Anytime.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Anytime. I'm
You're
not
done.
sick,
You're
so-
done. We need someone with a
we-
crook to
we,
yank.
we change the foam covers every episode.
Do you like dip them in? Oh, no, you
No, just buy whole new ones.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I mean it's disinfectant.
No, you don't
It's-
have to lie to me.
it's-
Yeah, we don't.
Okay.
And we don't have to lie because we don't
So
care.
you're intentionally concerned about this because
Oh,
you
Are you a
deal with
germaphobe?
you deal with a lot of germs,
I do.
specifically small, like 2.5,
Lots of
3 feet
bodily
size
fluids and
yeah.
boogers.
Yeah.
Bodily fluids and boogers. That's a podcast name right
That's the
there.
name of a. Yeah, I was thinking that's a great name. Bodily fluids.
You
and
could have
boogers.
anyone who works with kids or in the medical field.
You have so many people to interview.
We should have a. Oh, look, there's guests coming in. There's a small
Fluids and boogers.
bodily fluid boogers person herself.
We renamed the
She
podcast
probably has
Bodily
that.
Fluids and Boogers.
Yeah.
So
But you can't, can you
Can I
explain?
Oh, okay.
Explain
Well,
what that
yeah,
means.
I'm the executive director of Maslow Academy and Bright Beginnings at Colorado Outdoors. And so Bright Beginnings at Colorado Outdoors is here. Mm-hmm. And then Maslow's been around for about 14 years, and we're the largest child care provider in
Come back
Montrose,
later.
besides the school district. So.
okay, so when let's get real specific real fast.
Okay.
New people moving new, just like the couple
Yes.
that just walked out the door,
Yes.
often talk about how difficult it is to find
Very
childcare.
difficult.
How much of a waiting list are your facilities on currently?
Well, we constantly have a waiting list,
Yeah.
and I don't want to tell people to scare them. We have probably between both sites around 80 people on our wait list.
Okay.
But it's different because if that's for full time, like if you wanted 1 day, 2 days a week, sometimes there might be those little spots where you could pick up. But
That's a good question. Something that I didn't think of when I was a parent. My daughter's now 19, graduated in college, but when she was tiny, we did try to have full-time
Yeah.
care, and I didn't really think about there were there were most weeks that we didn't actually have her in 5 days a week
Yeah.
at the school. Now I know that there's certain people like their job doesn't allow that, but
Right.
since 2020, things have changed quite a bit. And should people be considering like, hey, an option for 1 or 2 days a week, and then an option at home? That's not a bad idea.
Well, I
And it's
mean,
better than like no solution. So
and that's what people usually end up doing. So I work on a bunch of different child care committees to try to boost child care in Montrose, because it's very expensive and hard to sustain a business, child care business, because it's expensive to run. But what people end up doing is cobbling together childcare. So 2 days a week at a center or at a home center, maybe 2 days a week at grandparents, and then maybe a friend, family and neighbor person down the street, maybe 1 day a week then too. So it is an option, but it's hard on kids because you don't have that consistency.
right,
But it's an
'cause
option.
they've got to figure out like
Yeah.
new friends, new place.
New procedures, new
Yeah.
routines,
Yeah.
everything.
Now you're talking me back out of it.
Yeah,
Got
I'm
to go
sorry.
5 days a week. I don't need that headache.
If you have the ability to be flexible, and that's what I tell people when we do tours. If you have the ability, who do I look at, man?
You could look there.
I mean, I would.
You could say
If
hi.
I were in
You
your
could look at
position,
Rob.
I would look at me.
Oh,
I mean,
hey.
It's up to you.
I'm not gonna argue with that. Like, I definitely have a
Or you
face for
can
radio.
just pick a spot on the
Okay,
wall.
just
If you
stare.
like. Yeah, if you want to do that.
Comfortably. No, if you have the opportunity or you have the ability to be flexible, that's how people can get in most childcare centers is, hey, I'll take any 2 days you have, and then great, then you usually get in a little easier. And then our childcare centers, once you're in, you are prioritized then to get open spots as they come about. So
Okay.
there's
All
a
right.
little tip for you
There's
if you decide to have more children.
all tips. So we're down here, Colorado Outdoors. How would you describe the block party? And
Oh,
why
there's
why do we have it?
It's really fun. We did it last year for the first time in July,
Yep.
and it was super hot, and we had, I think, over 1,000 people show up. It was great. This year, we hope to have more. The purpose, I think, is just to let people know that we're all here, and it's a great place. It's a great place to come visit. There's lots
Yeah.
going on. There will be more going on over the next few years.
It's quite a motley crew of businesses, though.
It is.
You've got everything from what you do to places to eat and drink.
To manufacturing.
Secret Creek that make teepees and yurts. There's the rec district.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a fly fishing shop.
Yep.
Hot Works yoga.
Yeah.
I mean,
You've got a great neighbor. You get
Yes, Flex Rec, they're awesome.
So you could come down, get your
You could do a lot of things
do a
here.
1 or 2 day. Come down, you have childcare. Go get your workout on, or do your hot yoga. Have your breakfast, whatever.
right?
How
There's
about
there's
you eat
there's quite a bit
lunch?
lunch.
Have
Go
lunch.
have a nap
Get
at the
drunk.
hotel.
Go have a nap at the hotel.
Go-
No,
Go
well,
get
not even
drunk
the
first and
hotel.
then
You
go.
can stay in one of the yurts or the teepees
Oh yeah.
right
Ah.
here at Secret
There
Creek.
you
That's
go.
true.
You could spend 24 hours just on the Colorado Outdoors campus.
Yeah.
Plus, the bike path is right there too. So you could go for a jog or bike, fishing, boating.
Well,
We
we're open from 7:30 to 5:30, so your kid would have to be in that.
Yeah, yeah.
I threw that in there.
You got to get your afternoon, whatever, on, and then you got to
Yeah.
pick your kid up. You got to be a responsible parent,
Yeah.
Rob. I know. I know
Well-
you're not a parent.
You could.
You should be.
Yep. We're
don't
getting
have to
some
be.
from the crowd out here. I
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah,
hear
we're
the
getting
answer.
heckled from
Yeah.
back there.
All these things, you could also take a dip in the river.
Yeah,
Oh, go for a swim.
Or fly fish.
yeah.
Go to the distillery.
Fly fish.
Have you been drinking today?
No,
Yeah, you moved
Too
that in the
late.
wrong direction. All right, you keep the conversation going. I'm going to go double check everything.
Well, I want to ask about those keys because that's
Yeah.
a kind of
and you got
ridiculous
an Apple
bunch of keys.
You got an Apple.
Well, how many
ID on
keys?
there.
How many keys are on there? You look like you got about 10 of the same key.
I actually took part of my keys off. These are for both schools. There's 2 schools, so there's.
That's a lot of keys.
It is
So how long have you been? So hang on, is it
Yes.
Maslow?
Maslow Academy.
How do you? It's MASLOW.
MASLOW.
What does that mean? Where does that name come
Abraham Maslow.
Okay.
He's a theorist. You may have heard of Maslow's. That was weird. Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
from? I have not.
Okay, so it's a triangle. Envision a
Mm-hmm.
pyramid triangle, and basically, he's a theorist that believed that your base needs must be met: safety, hunger,
Mm-hmm.
sleep, before you can reach your peak potential as a learner, as a human.
Right.
So.
So that was So the school is based on his
Yeah.
philosophy essentially of.
Yeah, so So we provide, and then Bright Beginnings, well, there's a whole long story, but we provide, we try to make those base needs met first. So both of our schools have full kitchens, so breakfast, lunch, and snack is included in tuition.
Okay.
Fresh food made on site every day, and because that's a basic need. And then loving and care, you know, we prioritize individual children's learning. We have kids from 6 weeks old. At Maslow, at our main site, has 11 classrooms,
Wow.
3 acres of property. 6 weeks old, we have through 3rd grade, and then after school program.
6 weeks. Now, is
And then
that
this is 6 weeks to 5 years old.
is that partly because like maternity leave isn't that great? Is it? Like, what is that?
In the United States,
Yeah.
yeah, you're correct. So people have to go back to work.
Right. I mean, how long is it? I guess it depends,
Well,
right?
that's
But-
a licensing. That's a state regulation saying
Right.
we can't have kids younger than 6 weeks
Right.
for our license. But you're right. I never put those two together. 6 weeks is, yeah,
that's about as much time as you get
usually.
before you have to
You're
figure it
smart.
out. I mean, it's been said. But it's so in Europe, it's quite different. In
Yeah.
most European countries, you get a lot longer, and there's paternity leave and
Yeah.
things like that. So, but you're filling a need that the community has.
That is the
because there's-
biggest need is infant and
Right.
toddler care. Most places don't take infants or toddlers. There's very few child care centers in town. There's great home centers too. But most of them don't take infant and toddlers because one, it can be scary.
Mm-hmm.
And the regulations are much more because
Right.
they're our most vulnerable population.
Right.
And the ratios are a lot lower, which they should be for safety. So
Right.
it's literally, I lose money on taking infant and
Mm-hmm.
toddlers. It takes about 2 to 3 preschoolers to make up for the cost
Right.
of an infant or a toddler.
Right, and then that feeds, nicely into what we were talking about the wait list. Is that you are filling that gap or that need that people have, but not everyone's doing it, and obviously you can only take a certain number of people, and we have a sizable population here in Montrose.
And so a lot of places close down because they just can't be sustainable financially.
Right.
And that's been a real issue. But we've been around for about 14 years. Well, the main site.
Right.
This one's 2 years.
But even after 14 years, I'm sure you don't just go, all right, this is good now. We don't have to worry about anything. I mean, does it every year or periodically? Do you think, can we keep going?
Oh,
Because
my budget?
financially, right?
They're like, well, you must make a lot of money. No, our budget runs really tight. We never closed down during COVID.
Wow.
And we stayed open the entire time. We almost did fold in COVID because it was really hard. You weren't getting any money in, and we didn't lay anybody off. But we are a nonprofit, so we try to get every grant we possibly can. I do have to charge tuition, and tuition has to increase. In the past, probably 4 to 5 years, prices have gone up so much, it's made it very difficult.
Yeah. Is there help from the state or the federal government for the individual, for parents? So they can apply for whatever?
Colorado Child Care Assistance Program, CCAP, through
Okay.
the Department of Health and Human Services, and then that's a sliding scale based off of your income,
Right.
family household income.
Yeah.
There's UPK, Universal Preschool, which is only for the school district can take 3-year-olds, but private care, not in the school system, can only take 4-year-olds. And that's for 15 to 30 hours. But it's not enough. I do have to charge people money, and I don't like that I have to increase tuition, but like I said, I do offer food. The
Yeah.
biggest issue is there's no other business where you take your business and say, okay, let's see, what can people pay? I'm going to make that my rate,
Right.
and then I'm going to fit my budget within
Right.
there.
Yep.
Backwards.
Yeah. Most companies go, well, this is what the product costs.
Yep.
And some people will be able to afford it and some won't.
Yep.
But you don't do that. Well, because there's a human component, right? First
Right.
of all, you're talking about, it's not just the kids or the parents, they absolutely need this. And
Well, it's an economic driver.
right.
It's huge.
Yeah. But also, I mean, what if, you have your 6 weeks of maternity leave and you tell your employer, I don't have anyone to take care of my kid and I don't have the money to go to somewhere like your place. And the employer then I mean, presumably there are people out there who lose their jobs, and
Or yeah.
you know, and there's then it just seems like it doesn't take much. Like a lot of people are living on a knife edge sometimes financially. And,
It's a completely broken system.
Yeah.
100%. So there's got to be
but what would you
some
change?
out of the box changes.
You're the president tomorrow.
Oh my.
Or the governor.
Gosh,
I don't know.
really
What would you
was
want to
hoping
be?
You weren't going to ask like.
What would you change? And you don't have to answer. Say I don't answer political questions.
No, I'm going to answer.
Okay, good.
I think that people need to think about childcare differently. I think there needs to be a public-private partnership.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we have to think about, for instance, people will say, we can't, and I'm not saying let's tax people to pay for this, but maybe that is part of it. I don't know.
Well, the money has to come from
has to
somewhere.
come from somewhere. But people say, well, you know, I'm retired and I don't need to worry about that anymore.
Right.
So really, you know, I'm not going to vote for anything,
Yeah.
whatever they have out there, whatever the case may be.
Right.
But then how are you going to get your doctors to come into this town
Right.
and say, hey,
Right.
one of the first questions they ask for the hospital and when they're trying to recruiting is,
Right.
what's childcare like? What's school like? What's that?
Right.
Well, there's none.
Right.
So then they don't get recruited.
Right.
And I can't remember, I was talking to somebody that they lost 3 people they were trying to recruit to their company because they could not find childcare or some sort of, you know, after school care, those kind of things. And so if you're retired or if you don't have kids and you say, well, I don't need that, everybody around you in your community providing you with your waitress,
Right.
your doctor, your nurse,
Yep.
your teacher,
Right.
your neighbor down the street.
Right.
Most people have kids,
Right.
or a large portion. And yeah, then they won't move here,
Right.
or they'll quit their job.
Right.
And
And it's
then-
right. It's a problem.
Then you can't get your heart appointment.
Right, exactly. And then
Or
you
whatever.
complain that you have to go to Junction or you have to go to Denver for something. Because right. And it's I guess this idea that people often see these things in a vacuum, right? They don't see all the connected parts around it.
Yeah.
What about this public-private partnership? This mythical
I know it
future
sounds
thing.
so good, right?
But would it be
Public-private partnership?
public in terms of like working with the school district? Would that
Right.
be the kind
We
of
work
thing?
very
or-
closely with the school district for a lot of things that we
Yeah.
do. We always have, because one thing is we're not. I have almost 300 students
Wow.
between both schools. I mean, it ranges between 275, you know, back and forth.
Yeah.
But that's 6 weeks to, I think our oldest is like 11 years old, so that's a big range.
All right.
But we are not in competition because there are children for our community,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so we have to work together. But public-private partnership, what that looks like in my mind is thinking outside of the box for maybe co-ops. The city of Montrose is trying to get which I applaud them. Amazing. Hi. Hello. I applaud them for doing this. It's great. They're providing, they're going to provide childcare that helps their workers and possibly more people in the community. So they are they see the need and they say, you know what, we're going to put our foot in the game and provide some benefits for our employees.
Right.
And
Right.
then they're not in the childcare business. They'll probably hire somebody to run their childcare.
Right.
But that's kind of what public-private partnerships look like. It could be all kinds of things. You could pay into a fund as a business.
Right.
Yeah, there's lots of different things you
Yeah. What about the fact that you have a wait list and you have just expanded 2 years ago
Yes.
to Colorado Outdoors? There's a market, seeing as you have a wait list, and Montrose is only going to grow, hopefully sustainably, but it's going to grow. Have you thought after 2 years of Colorado Outdoors that you might be interested in expanding further, or is it just a lot?
No, I actually, my team, we've been together for about 10 years, the two directors,
Yeah.
one at each site. We've talked about that, like, what's next? And it's a part of our strategic plan, actually, to branch out in some of those areas, whether it be managing child care centers or opening more. I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to monopolize, but
Well, if nobody else is coming in and doing it, I mean,
it's a
would you
huge
like
risk.
that?
I
Would you-
don't. My budget,
Right.
my bottom line
Yeah.
is that we break even.
Right.
And so when I opened that, my team and all of us opened that, I had great grant writers. We chased money all day long
Right.
just to get it open. And people said, well, you could have opened that for cheaper. You could have done this. There's always going to be those.
Yeah.
But we did it.
Yeah.
we took the risk.
And it's open, and it's been
and it's
open.
and it's on a wait.
Yeah.
So
Would you welcome then other, somebody else to come in and open something? I
Oh,
mean,
absolutely.
because like you said, it would appear to be competition, but the reality is that
there's a pretty big threshold that we can
yeah.
stand.
Well, plus the wait list people, you can't serve them. You just don't have the capacity.
No.
And out of those wait list people might be people who are looking to move here or are here as doctors
Right.
and might be thinking, well, if this doesn't change, at some point I'm going to have to leave.
Right.
So having those people on that wait list serviced in some way and finding childcare is very important for the future of
Yeah.
our community, because otherwise they'll go to Junction or Durango, or they'll go back to Denver, or they'll
Yeah.
go somewhere else.
Or go to a different state.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're going to lose out if this problem isn't addressed in
And
some
some
capacity.
people will say that's okay. I don't want it to grow. But then again, I'm telling you right now, when your doctor retires,
Right.
and then they
Right.
come back, how?
When the people who say I don't want it to grow, they're the same people who don't understand the knock-on effects
Yeah.
of I don't have kids, therefore I don't care.
Yeah.
They don't get that what they want is to go back to when they were younger. They wanted to go back to what it was like in the 80s or the 70s or the 50s.
Yeah, I was born here. My
Yeah.
grandparents watched me. I ran up and down the roads and
Right.
floated things down ditches.
Right.
It was fun.
Yeah, like Huckleberry Finn.
Yeah, I was.
Right,
I was
but it's
female
20.
version.
Right, but it's 2024 now.
I know.
And it's not.
Things change.
Well, it's not a sustainable way to live anyway.
Yeah.
But you know what I would really like? Instead of the doctors leaving, I would like those people to leave.
You know what? Now I
he's
understand
getting-
why you need headphones. 'Cause I
See, now we're gonna
I was
have
gonna
to
say,
come in.
Instead of having the doctors that
Yeah.
come in here and want to stay and they eventually have to leave,
Yeah.
why don't we get those miserable SOBs to leave instead?
All right. Well,
I don't see. I'll say
you guys are now getting an insight into
You guys-
WKRP mantras.
There's actually two
that's
viewers now. One of them is
Rob
me.
the
One of them
character.
is not
That's
me.
awesome.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Good job. We got an extra viewer.
Yeah.
it'll this broadcast will probably stay live on WKRP after the Colorado Outdoors is over.
WKRP, wasn't that a show too?
It was.
WKRP
Credit for getting that right.
Yeah, well, I'm
in
old.
Cincinnati.
In Cincinnati,
Yeah.
I know. Is that what you named it after?
So we
No,
borrowed.
for legal purposes, just
We're
in
gonna look
case.
straight into-
Definitely not. It's a pure coincidence.
Yeah. R stands for We Know Real People.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
okay.
Chrissy.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Chrissy,
That's
thanks
nice.
for joining us.
Thank
I
you so
appreciate
much.
it. And you guys go check out both facilities or contact Chrissy.
Yes.
Do you want to let anybody know?
We www.maslowacademy.com has both schools on there. We're in the phone book. Just stop by. We'll give you a tour at either location. This is 1307 Mayfly Drive, and then our original location is 120 North Hillcrest Drive.
Which is over by the Boys and
Boys
Girls
and Girls
Club.
Club, we're
Yeah.
right, and we partner with them a lot too. So great,
Awesome.
great organization.
Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.
We appreciate
Am I
it.
done?
No, you you can
Oh,
be
I
done.
hope that's
You can be
happening.
done if you want to be done.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
this is
Thanks.
free flowing. You can stay as long as you want,
No,
or you
I'm
don't have
done.
to do anything. I'm done.
But if you ever have any questions, let me know.
We will.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, Chrissy. You're good.
That's all right.
All right.
So for those of you,
four.
yeah,
4.
we've got an unplanned guest.
Well, they're all unplanned, aren't they?
Well, not, some of them might have been more planned, but fortunately enough, the outdoor block party draws some attention
Yeah.
at Colorado Outdoors.
Yeah.
They're expecting several hundred people here.
700, 800, 900, maybe 1,000.
Okay, so it's
what-
going to get crowded fast.
That's what I hear.
But we,
And if you want to come down and be on this, get here by like 6,
yeah.
because we're wrapping up. Because
Gonna
I
be
need
ra-
to drink some beer as well. And how about this?
Wait, where did the beer go?
Wait. There are 4 viewers. One of them is me. That means there are 3 people out there listening, or maybe not listening. If you come down here and walk right in here and look at Dennis in the face and say,
Yeah.
you are a potato, I will give you a token for a free beer.
Yeah, come on. I dare you.
Come and call him a big
I
potato.
dare you. Okay, so now we're going to have. This is
Oh,
candidate
it's
for. Oh, look at that! Andy brought cocktails. He fixed that problem real fast.
Yeah, that didn't. Look at that.
Okay.
And you,
Miss-
hey, Jason, you got to come back too as well. We want to talk to you at some point, okay? I think we're good. Just bring some more when you come back.
There's a whole conversation going on here. I'm trying to introduce
I get
you.
It, I get it, my man.
So
Let's do the important thing first.
he's going to crack a drink.
Get a beer.
I'm Mr. Berger. I'm
Yep.
not familiar. I'm familiar with your signs.
Yep.
I'm familiar with your campaign.
Yep.
Do you want to introduce yourself to the live audience?
I heard an ad on the radio
Absolutely.
today
Yeah.
about you. Yeah.
Lord, I don't know what ads you've heard, but there's some good ones and some bad ones out there.
I heard the one where there was a guy who said he was a Republican. He's a welder.
Yeah.
He's a rancher.
My buddy Chance
Yep.
up in south of Silt, Colorado.
There you go.
Yep.
See,
yeah.
Rob's way more tuned in than I am.
Well, great.
and I
I'll tell you a little
can't
bit-
vote. So
Tell you a little bit about myself. So my name's Cole Berger. I'm a 5th generation Coloradan. My family's been knocking around the West Slope since about 1886. Grew up on my family's ranch just south of Silt, Colorado. We raise quarter horses and cattle, alfalfa. I'm a small business owner. My partner and I just opened a spot on the banks of the Colorado River, a little bit like this vision that we're down here, hoping to have use the river in a different way with recreation, have some small businesses down there.
And is this
maybe
still in
kitchen-
Silt?
This is still in the thriving metropolis of Silt.
Okay.
Yes.
And Silt, just for all the viewers, whether they know or not, because this is live broadcast on YouTube, so we can have viewers from wherever. Where in Colorado is Silt exactly?
So
Because I'm not
Silt-
familiar.
you don't know?
with
It's in that little corridor, right, with all the places with the weird names.
That-
Parachute, rifle, no name.
Nailed
right?
it. Nailed it.
All up in that way.
all in that
It's
area.
exit 97 on I-70.
There we go.
It's between Rifle and Newcastle. Yeah.
And so, what would?
Can I ask a question first?
Yeah, you ask your question.
So, given your background, why aren't you a Republican?
Well, I was raised in a Republican household. Dyed in the wool, they still are. My mom still calls me and tells me what I'm doing wrong sometimes. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm straight down the middle kind of guy. January 6th really ruined the appetite there. But I just think that we should leave people alone and stop telling people what to do, whether that's their bodies, who they marry, those kinds of things. And so that's kind
It
of where I'm
sounds
at.
like such a reasonable thing.
So how did
Such a reasonable thing to expect from
and you feel like
in the land
moving
of the
away
free.
from the Republican Party, you found more people like-minded with that thought process, or do you not? Do you feel like you didn't leave people behind in the party that also felt that way?
I think the Republican Party has moved away from a lot of that. Like just generally not telling people what to do or what they should believe. I think like most Coloradans, to run for office you have to choose a jersey, and I think like most Coloradans I would be unaffiliated if I weren't running for
Right.
a position. Right? We don't see a lot of success with people who aren't in one party or the other winning political office.
Bernie,
Yeah.
the best example, probably.
So, I just, I mean, you have to like pick one team and run with it. And I would like to try to change my party in some ways, move us a little bit more to the center on supporting small businesses, making sure that we're paying attention to, agriculture, hardworking families like that. But in general, I think 80% of Americans want to play between the 40-yard lines, right? Like we're just, we're trying to make it and thrive and get by, and I hope I can do that in Denver.
And what are you actually running for? We didn't mention that, did we?
Oh, I'm running for state senate. It's District 5, which includes all of Pitkin County, most of Garfield County, a little corner of Eagle County in the Roaring Fork, most of Montrose County, not the West End, all of Gunnison County, Hinsdale County, and then all of Delta except for Cedar Ridge.
I mean, that's a huge area.
Yeah, we're measuring the campaign in oil changes right now. I'm on my 5th oil change.
Right.
I think we probably put 40,000 miles on the car, and yeah, we're traveling around meeting people, and some days are good when you can talk to people and have a beer at the same time.
So but the district includes, let's say, Olathe and Aspen.
Yes.
That they're the two.
That's the diversity.
The two
That's
most disparate kind of places I could think of.
Yep.
How do you appeal to those people? What do they
I'm
have?
going to ask you more directly. Do you change your pitch when you go to Olathe versus go to Aspen, or is there a consistency there?
No, I've been consistent about how I talk about things all across the board. I think one of the advantages of being 5th generation Coloradan and growing up here is you know that whether you're a rancher or you live in a resort community, we all depend upon snow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And so there are baseline values, whether it's water, small
Right.
businesses, cost of living that unite everybody, right? And so I have been real consistent in just showing up. I think a lot of times you got to show up and shut up. You got to listen right more than you talk. Make sure that you are gauging where people are, what the pulse is, and then telling them about your ideas. And my ideas have been consistent from the get go.
All right, so let's put you on the hot seat
Yeah.
since you decided to come over and sit down.
Yeah.
All right.
You asked for this.
You're out in
That's what
you
he's
came out
saying.
to Montrose.
Yep.
You came out to the Colorado Outdoors
Yep.
block party. How do you feel Montrose has progressed looking from the outside in since you're not a resident here?
Right.
How do you feel like Montrose has progressed over the last 5 years? What do you like about what's happening? And give me something that you think we can do better.
Yeah. Well, I think that Montrose is, I mean, clearly like places like this.
This being
Colorado
Secret
Outdoors,
Creek. I don't know if we told you
Secret
well,
about Colorado.
Secret Creek and Colorado outdoors
Right.
generally, right? Yeah.
But I think it's really, really important. It's a sign of good things to come when we're diversifying our economy and we're not just based on one or two industries. Montrose is the biggest city in the district, if you can call it a city. But so I think Montrose has always had an advantage in terms of economic diversity, but I think this is good, right? We're seeing an evolution towards new industries, whether that's recreation or tourism and things like that. That's good. I know you guys have plenty of good breweries. Those small businesses and distilleries are I think big on the progress front. Like every community, I think we can always be better at how we're like the red tape aspect and some of the enabling small businesses or
Right.
families just getting out of the way. I say that from the perspective of we're working on this project in Silt. We just opened it's kind of a beer garden food truck situation on the banks of the Colorado River in my hometown. But oftentimes it's death by 1,000 cuts.
Right.
Just like one regulation or rule after another. And so I think most towns, including Montrose and some others, can probably do a better job of working with people and just streamlining the process.
Yeah. Well, so you said that Montrose is the biggest town,
Yep.
city in the district. One of the issues that we have, which our previous guest was talking about, is childcare.
Right.
And it's kind of a vicious circle of, well, one, in the U.S., maternity leave is dismal.
I was waiting for you
So-
to choose which word you were going to use.
Atrocious, dismal, disgraceful.
We can go with disgraceful.
Well,
I'm okay with that.
and so the issue is if you have a kid and you're not financially set up perhaps as you would like to be, you've got like 6 weeks to figure it out.
Yeah.
Because then you either have to go to work or you get fired or however it goes. I mean, I'm not going to ask you to solve the childcare crisis, but what if you do get elected and go to the state house? What are you going to do? What are you going to try to do for this district?
Well,
generally,
when we talk about affordability in Colorado, everybody wants to focus on housing.
Yeah.
Right? It's like immediately
That's
the first
another
thing that
good
people
issue
go
here,
to, right?
but yeah.
That is an issue where I would say the housing issues we've got to get out of the way. We have construction defect regulations in the state of Colorado that incentivize people to build a $5 million house in Aspen rather than workforce housing that's affordable for everybody, because the math just doesn't math
Right.
when you're paying the insurance for those construction defects.
Right.
So that's where I think we need to kind of get out of the way. On the childcare front, I use this example all the time. In Glenwood Springs, where I live, we passed in 2022, I think it was 2A or 2C. It was a ballot measure that put taxes on hotel rooms to raise money for affordable housing. It raises about $1.8 million a year. And the language says
Right.
that it has to be used for housing.
Okay.
1.8 million dollars a year is like 3 units a year.
Right.
We're hundreds of housing units behind. And
Right.
so basically those housing units end up being like, you win the lottery, you get one of those housing units, right?
Right.
What I think we should do is we should take a lot of the strings attached that we have at the state for some of these affordability housing dollars, others, and maybe allow them to be used in more creative ways. If we use that $1.8 million a year in Glenwood and built a childcare center with some worker housing in it,
Right.
we could impact hundreds of families a
Right.
year, right? 200, 300, 400 families.
Right. So you don't solve the housing issue alone, but you do. You try to attempt that, but you also have a childcare facility, and that helps.
Right.
That helps.
And I think the childcare piece too is, so for me and my better half, you know, we've got a coonhound, but we don't have any kiddos. I think so we're not facing the financial challenges of
Right.
like, you got 6 weeks to figure it out.
Well,
right?
it's not
And
just-
so it's the most vulnerable.
Right, exactly.
Like most like financially vulnerable
Yeah.
period for families. And that's where we should be helping them. I think
Yeah.
that's like a big priority for our communities.
Well, I also once you've just had a kid, I mean the mother especially, but the father too, I'm sure. Like it's a very emotional time to immediately have to think, okay, now we have to figure this out in a matter of weeks and not several months, which is what maternity leave is in some European countries. I don't know. It just seems like it's horrible. It sounds like a horrible situation to have to be dealing with a newborn and figuring all this stuff out.
No.
Well, I mean, to some extent, you parents usually know, unless you're a younger parent, that these situations are coming
down
for
the
you. So that being said, I think one of the biggest issues that I think I see out there is housing opportunities for the younger generation, the younger population that's here. So if we say that we're hundreds of units, thousands of units, millions of units for the country behind in the desire, the need for it. And that's not just, I think people get confused. That's not just you being able to buy a home and own a home. That is 20-something-year-olds looking for a place to rent that's affordable for them to be able to stay. So we have youth homelessness is a growing thing, not just in our district, if you will, but across the country. Both presidential candidates have come up with their own different ways that they want to try to incentivize the opportunity for better housing, specifically to youth homelessness. Like, what do you think are some things that can be done in your district to try to help with that? I mean, are there any specific examples that you can think of? You brought up what's going on, what they've done with the lodging tax in Glenwood Springs. We have a lodging tax on the ballot here in Montrose.
It's 2A.
Coming up.
And
so
it is going to generate, they estimate, about $1.5 million. However, it's already been earmarked for various things.
Have you seen the project here, the CASA project with?
I haven't.
You should before you
check it
leave
out.
if you
It's on
can.
the bypass.
And it is. I'm going to mangle some of the details, but essentially it's housing that has been designed for young people to cohabitate with older or elderly people, so that they can kind of help each other.
Right.
You learn hopefully things from the older people that have lived their life, and at the same time they get some kind of companionship because their neighbor is 20.
Right.
And their other neighbor is 77. And it's over on the bypass.
Okay.
You'll be able to figure out what it is. It's a great idea. I don't know all the details. We'll probably get the principal people behind it on the podcast at some point. But there has to be a solution. I mean, money is the thing.
Well, I mean, everybody's
always money,
everybody's
right?
going to talk about dollars,
Yep.
right? I mean, in the state of Colorado, next legislative session, we're going to have to cut about $1 billion out of the state budget. So I don't think it can be always about dollars. We should find more consistent revenue streams at the state to make sure that we can do it. For building, for specific to youth housing, I think that we should create some incentives at the state level for people who are building high density, smaller units, right? Like a lot more studios.
Right.
Right now, the math doesn't add up. People want to build a luxury condo rather than those high density units and studios.
Yeah, if you want to build something like that, you want to build a $5 million home, then there should be, you should have to pay a premium for that because that's a luxury. And whilst we live in a society with homeless people and people who can't afford to eat properly, I don't think we have the luxury of allowing any kind of incentive or anything for somebody to build homes worth millions of dollars. It just seems like that's a luxury that society can't afford.
Yeah, and I think, when I talk about the project in Silt that my partner and I are working on, in March it will be 4 years of going through the process with the town of Silt, whether that's annexation and stuff like that. We're working on the subdivision of it, subdividing the property. But 4 years.
Yeah.
And it's a private project and stuff like that. But
it's like the red tape you talked about, right?
Yeah.
Is it going to be a job generator?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have we're gonna have a brick and mortar restaurant. In that restaurant, we'll also have a commissary kitchen and a manufacturing kitchen, because I've met a lot of people who are like, they're like a private chef in Aspen. They're really into pasta, and they want to sell that pasta at City Market.
Right, and they don't have
they
any.
need a manufacturing facility to do that. Right. Yeah. So we're working on some things like that, but if we can, on the housing front, for affordable housing for young people or any people, and say like, look, we can't wait for this to be a year-long process. Like, you get a cut line if you're providing housing units in a necessary way.
I think that's a great idea.
And that doesn't cost dollars, but it saves a lot of dollars in terms of engineering and lawyers' fees and all those things.
Yeah. And sometimes there are things that we as a society just have to accept.
Yeah.
Putting people, homeless people, giving them somewhere to live is something that we as a society should care about. Yeah. And not everything has to generate a profit.
Right.
Not everything has to be about who's gaining from it. Putting people, in society.
But I think there's a lot of opportunities for win-win.
Oh, absolutely.
If we just design the policy right, it's another reason why I'm running is I'm a little bit of a policy nerd. I have my master's in public policy analysis with a focus on kind of the ripple effects of what policies do. And I think there's 100 people in the legislature. I'll give 97% of them good intentions. But good intentions don't always make good policy, right? We've got to be thoughtful and intentional about how we design policy to get the outcomes we want.
Right.
Because otherwise it ends up being well-intentioned policy that doesn't work, and it is like we just layer it on.
Right.
And we don't go back and think about, did it not work? And it's like,
you're right.
The closest thing to eternal life is like a government program, I think, is like one of Ronald Reagan's quotes.
Well, that's the thing, is that sometimes, I don't love, and I'm sure most people don't, some of the language used is impenetrable, right, by the average person. But it shouldn't be too simple. It can't be too simple because it's not a simple thing.
Right.
So if the layman can understand a policy, like a whole policy packet type thing, maybe it's not thought through enough. Like you said, there were good intentions, and that's wonderful. But there are real world implications to policies that are voted in. Yeah. So it's tough. It's not easy. I would never attempt to do what you're doing.
No, you got to be part goofy to do it.
But good intentions are great, but they have to be backed up with some critical analysis.
Well, I think that sometimes we've got to have somebody who will stand up and say, "This is a bad idea."
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have a thick skin because like I was raised by my mother, and she toughened us up, and so I'm that's one of the things I hope to do is be like let's pause and think through this.
Yeah.
One example was last legislative session, somebody tried there was a legislator tried to put a requirement that Colorado will have all electric vehicles by a certain date. Right?
Sounds wonderful.
Sounds great.
However,
tell me where you're going to find this electric tractor.
Right.
For any farmer in Montrose County, Garfield County. Electric swather, electric concrete trucks, right? You're not thinking of what you're doing. You're just like, it's like a utopian dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not going to work in reality.
Right. Well, that's the thing about utopia, right? Is it literally means it's like an unachievable dream.
Right.
But
we can make progress, but
there is middle ground.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the key to this whole thing. Things can't stay the same. Right. They won't anyway.
Right, exactly.
Utopia is on the other end. Yes, we'd all love to live in a kind of Star Trek type universe, but the middle ground is pretty big.
Yeah.
Let's just meet somewhere.
There's a lot of room between
in the middle.
Nothing changing and utopia, right?
Right. There's a lot.
And Yeah, and I think like the best policies and the best plans usually result from nobody getting exactly what they want.
Right.
Right. And
Well,
I think
yeah.
if we recognize that and grapple
Right.
with it, we can take a lot of the negativity out of the
Yeah.
process, right?
Well,
If
that's
we
how
all know
it's-
we're going to take our
right.
licks.
That's how it's supposed to work too,
Correct.
right? It's kind of a checks and balances thing. That's
Right.
why we have, two parties is not ideal in my opinion, but you can't just have one party, that's a dictatorship.
Yep.
You need a check and a balance, and that works on both sides, because I'm sure there are plenty of, lots of Democrats out there who say things like, I would love Colorado to only have electric vehicles. But you need somebody to say, well, that's not practical. Maybe you grew up in Denver and you've never seen a tractor.
Yeah.
You come out to Olathe and say
Right.
that, you're going to get run out of town.
Right.
And kind of rightly so, for not thinking it through.
Yeah, exactly.
There's that middle ground, and it's such a huge, it's most of the ground
Right.
is actually
Right.
in between these two extremes. And so, I don't know.
Well, and
It's-
that's the thing is, like, I think too, part of it is, we've gotten down to this whatever jersey you wear,
Right.
like you're
Yep,
either
you get
like
behind the
R or
party.
D, and if you're on one side, you've got to think that everybody else on the other side is terrible, is like the mentality out there. And I just like,
Right.
I've talked to a lot of people, and over the past 14 months, most people are just decent, hard work, and want to get on
Right.
with their life,
Yeah.
and would love a little help.
Yep.
Let's get out of their way. Let's help them where we can. And so just recognizing that we're all trying to get in the same place.
Yeah.
We just have some different approaches about how
Yeah.
what we want to do that.
Let's-
Going into it with that perspective, like, I think that's half the battle.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the thing is, there's enough money, like there's enough wealth in the country, in the state. We do not, and this is kind of utopian pipe dream stuff, but there is no real reason why we have to have homeless people. We have enough resources that we don't that does not have to exist. We can eradicate homelessness. I mean, I think we should eradicate billionaires, but I'm
Every chance Rob gets, he tries to decrease
but,
our viewership numbers.
But the funny
They're just alienating somebody that he doesn't care.
I can't really decrease them much more. Point being, though, is that in politics we often talk about like the real world implications. If I walk down our great bike path here and there's somebody camping in the bushes because they're homeless, that's heartbreaking. And if you're not sad by that, you don't have a heart. That's not necessary. It's not absolutely not necessary whatsoever.
It's like they say, one of my favorite sayings is that budgets are moral documents.
Right.
Right, and it's what you prioritize.
Right.
And I think that that's the job of any elected official to try to like push forward their priorities and change it. But it's also, I think society, we make a lot of decisions that have moral implications to them, and
Absolutely.
I think there's a lot of room for improvement. The great thing is we do make progress every day. I mean,
Yeah.
I think when you look at the numbers of, just global numbers of poverty,
Right.
global numbers of homelessness,
Yep.
global like health implications, we're going in the right direction.
Yep.
We just need to, I think, do a lot more of tweaking and thinking about the implications of policy,
Yep.
rather than do sloganeering.
Well, this is why I think it's important for people like you is that whatever happens in the election and the White House, okay, there could be some serious implications. However, the larger picture for me actually is what happens in Colorado. My day-to-day life and the day-to-day lives of my friends and people I love are going to be impacted probably more by people like you.
A lot more of what I'm doing than is
Right.
what's going on through Congress, right?
Right.
I mean, Congress, I think, what did they pass? Like 28, 29? It was like the lowest number ever.
Yeah.
They can't even function.
No, no.
So a lot of the work is being done by your local legislature.
Absolutely.
Local legislator. And not a lot of people know who their local legislator is.
Nope.
I'll tell you.
No.
So I think people know their mayors and their dog catchers, and they know their president and their governor, but not a lot of them know who is their state senator or state representative. And
Well, I know who mine are because
It's a
I
big-
emailed them the other day about my immigration status. I literally did. If anyone's out there and they have an issue with that, you can email your senator,
Right.
and they will make inquiries on your behalf. They're really quite useful.
Assuming that you know who they are and that you know how to reach out to them. And
Hey, it's all
I do.
online.
I 100% agree that all too often we forget that our part in participating in the political process is closer to home than on the national scale. Mr. Berger, I appreciate you stopping
No,
by.
absolutely. Thanks
Thank you
for
the
waving me
opportunity.
in. I appreciate it.
And now we're playing you out.
We wish you.
Where's that Oscars music?
Yeah, wish you the best of luck in your campaign.
Well, I appreciate
and,
that.
hopefully we'll do this again. And when you're in the official capacity,
Yeah, sounds
at
great.
That seat.
Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time and
Yeah.
letting me crash the podcast.
No,
And
not crashing. We needed you.
It was a pleasant surprise that you had the time to stop by and
Great.
talk to us.
Well,
So
looking forward to running
thank
into
you
you guys
very
again
much.
soon.
All
Have a
right.
great
You guys
day.
have a good one.
Enjoy your beers.
Yeah,
Nice to
thank
talk to
you.
you. All right, so we get no rest, right? Because
Right, it's gonna-
waiting in the wings.
Right, you can feel him looking
I
at you
know, I
over
can
there.
feel his eyes burning into the side of my head. Go on, you want to beckon him over?
No, I'm going to make you beckon
I'm
him
not
over.
going to beckon anybody.
There we go, Mr. Bowen. You want to come over here and take a seat?
The hot seat.
Have I been beckoned?
You have been beckoned. I guess
All right.
I
I mean,
beckoned you.
first of
over.
all,
I'm
can we-
so excited to talk.
Let's talk about that logo on that hat.
Well, I just want to say I'm so excited to be in Montrose's most popular podcast. I've caught, I think, almost.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I've actually watched you guys, and
I love the way you say that.
listen to.
I've actually watched you. Like, who else does that? I've actually done it. Everyone says
What
they
did
do.
Rob give you like speaking points before you sat down?
no,
like
he
to
No,
try
he
to-
told me what was allowed, and
Oh, okay.
he's pretty controlling.
I ran into him outside, and he offered up that he has actually listened
Oh,
consistently.
I have. I mean, you guys can see that on. You know who's
Well,
watching. you
true,
and
true,
who.
true. All right. Well, I'm
you know what we're
I'm
doing
okay
now?
with where you're going with this. Go
This-
ahead and give him
no,
crap
but
about his.
This is an interview now
Yeah.
for people who we want to come on and do a full episode. So that's how I'm going to look at it. So
Well,
yeah,
did you ask potential Representative Berger to come back and,
No.
and be on the episode?
we'll see if he wins.
Well,
If he
what
doesn't,
happened?
If he doesn't win, we don't want him.
Oh, so you don't want to back anybody that's not.
We
what
don't
if-
like. No, we don't like losers.
Okay. All right. If that's
So
the way
tell
you want
us-
to go with that.
Tell us about that. Whatever that stain is on that hat.
My son works for the Houston Texans.
All right.
So this was a free visor, and I'm all about free visors.
So
and-
are you gonna end up getting one of those jerseys that's like half Cleveland Browns, half Houston Texans?
the way the Browns are playing,
You might just go with the Houston
just-
Texans.
Yeah, like you
you
said,
one
let's
of
let's
those?
go with winners. All right.
But are you one of those guys like
Well,
who doesn't
no.
stick with their team?
No,
Thick and
you know,
thin?
I was born in Cleveland. I have suffered through the Browns for, I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but that's how long I've suffered through the Browns.
All right.
And this season in particular.
Wasn't it several seasons ago they didn't win a single game? Was that the Browns?
Yeah,
Or is
I
that-
think them and
or has
the.
that happened more than once?
That was a few years ago.
Few years ago, yeah.
But yeah,
But here's the thing. I'm a Steelers fan, so all this pain that he's feeling, all the pain that he's feeling over there,
Then we'll
totally
talk
okay
about
with it.
Houston.
yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about we're out here at the Colorado Outdoors. There's some good music going on.
Yep, Donnie
over
and
there.
the boys are down on the stage.
So if you guys are out there watching and
get your butts
you should-
down here.
you should be down
and
here.
There's the food carts are outstanding out there.
I think we
We've
have
got-
every food truck in that does business in Montrose here.
Probably
right
a
now.
couple
pretty
from
close
outside
today,
too.
yes.
We got quite a lot.
And we got shelter distributing, and we got horsefly. So
We're a few
it's
seconds
all
behind
good.
on the live feed. I was going to say, at some point, you want to turn your T-shirt to the camera so that we can
Talk about the summer concert series?
Not that people don't know who you are. Everyone in Montrose knows who you are.
It's because I've been here a long time.
I was gonna
You
say
know.
that.
Some of those people even like me.
I know you're infamous. I'm a bit infamous too. Some of those people like me too. Not many, but
So, how did the summer concert series go this year? It seemed like it was good.
It was a great
the venue
summer
keeps
season
getting
again.
better.
It gets bigger and better. And I guess what I'm really, really excited about, and I do want to mention that, we've been doing this since 2015, and this is the first time ever in 2024 that the 4th of July is the first Friday of July.
Okay.
And normally the city puts on a big concert
Yeah.
on July 4th.
What is July 4th? What's the significance of that?
Yeah. Says the guy from Jersey.
They
But-
shoot off fireworks.
Oh,
That's the
that's what it is,
significance,
yeah.
all right? You know, and it's all about the fireworks.
Exactly.
It's a big
And
boom boom show.
And I can tell you that I already know that there will be fireworks in Montrose. There's always fireworks in Montrose, but these are the ones in the sky. But,
No drone show? No
what's
drone?
that?
No drone show?
Well,
I'm kind of liking
Well,
the drone
I like it, but I
substitute
know.
for fireworks.
I don't know how much the city manager really would want me to say about this, but we've had that discussion.
I'll ask him.
And yeah, you might want to ask him
it on
drones
the next-
versus I think that the feeling is that Montrose would really like fireworks. So
Oh, I'm sure it would.
that's- And
Drones are too woke.
Are they? What's woke about a drone?
Don't ask me, ask them. Whoever
Who are they?
I don't know. Call in and whatever Dennis
Oh,
does and
yes.
tell us.
You know
why
what? We
are-
do have the phone. You guys,
Why are drones woke?
We-
why? Yeah. You
we
need
do-
to, if it doesn't burn or
he's not going to let me
explode.
finish.
No,
yeah,
I'm not.
And,
Don't worry
yeah,
about
I don't know if there must be companies that do that, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
They're
anyways,
amazing.
the city is lined up with a company to bring in fireworks, and we're combining budgets, money from the summer series and money from the city that they would normally spend on the 4th of July show. But I mean, we met the first week in October to iron everything out, and we're going to have more money with two of us working together than ever before,
All right.
and we hope to have a really much bigger act. I know you guys talk about.
So we don't know
a
who the
bigger-
act is.
it. He does. Or he knows who he's going after.
We have talked to. He's an older guy.
Johnny Cash.
There-
Oh, no, he's dead.
But the guy has played for Johnny Cash.
Neil Young.
Just
He's a local boy.
But anyways, the band that we want to work with is over in Ireland right now. I think their last show in Ireland
U2?
is tomorrow night, and they're opening up for
well, I
a
was gonna
whole
say,
bunch
if
a whole
you-
bunch of. See how I'm just talking over you.
Make an
I'm not-
exclusive. I can find out. who
Dropping
that
a bunch
is
of
right
clues,
now.
though. All right. So what I hear you saying is when you're ready to announce it, and
Oh.
you're going to give the exclusive to WKRP.
Absolutely.
You're gonna come and announce it with us
when we
first.
have all four bands ready to go,
Yeah.
we'll make a big announcement on WKRP, and then after that, we'll have a party at Horsefly
Okay.
to talk about them and show the town videos.
Or maybe we can be
but-
at the party at
well,
Horsefly and
there
you can
you
announce
go.
it there. There we
That-
go.
We can do.
See,
ideas,
things are just coming
ideas,
together.
you know?
So
It's-
coming together.
it's-
But next year will. Am I wrong? Then will be the 10th anniversary
This
of the Summer
will be
Music
the
Series.
10th anniversary. We
Okay.
missed 2020, but in our fourth year at the amphitheater, and you know, if anybody that has not seen the amphitheater in Montrose owes it to themselves to go check
Yeah.
that out. That is such a beautiful facility,
incredible.
not only from the audience standpoint,
Yeah.
but from a promoter standpoint. Man, it is the cat's meow, and bands that come in here from, you know, the bands we bring in, you might never have heard of them before, but they do play all over the United States, and a lot of them play Europe. And when they walk into our amphitheater, they're like, "This town has this." I mean, everything you could think of is there.
What attendance record are we looking to crush next year?
Well, you know, I'm hoping for the 4th of July.
Yeah.
I mean, if folks remember the 4th of July must have been 2023, I think, there were over 5,000 people there. I mean, the place was, no, it was 22. The place was packed. We want even more people there. We recognize there's limitations on parking, but we're going to get creative and make sure that we overcome little obstacles like that.
We need to work with some transportation partners and
well,
figure
there you go.
figure some opportunities
You know, and
to.
I heard there's some guy in town that maybe works transportation for big events.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I'd like to meet that guy. I
we
heard
can-
about him on WKRP.
We can
Yeah,
figure
he might have
something
been on
out.
an episode.
Yeah, he might have been there, and so that'd be great if we could hook up with him, because that's the great thing. I was just talking to David Dragoo and Colorado Outdoors and Ross Reels have been a part of the summer series since we started. As soon as they came to town, and you know, we have over 30 sponsors this past year. We're looking for even more. We haven't raised our rates since we started in 2015, and it's just more businesses want to be a part because they recognize that we actually have a mission statement. We are that organized, and our mission statement is we build community through live music. And what we're all about, particularly in a year like right now and the divisiveness, you come to a concert, all that melts away. Everybody's there just to be with their friends. One of the most fantastic things I ever saw was in 2021 when we did the show at the Elks. People had been sheltered for a year.
Right.
There were people literally hugging and crying at the show in 2021.
Yeah, it's the opportunity to be out,
to
be around
be
each other
together.
There's nothing better than being at a live music
Oh,
venue.
Especially in Colorado.
Yeah.
Oh,
Our
absolutely.
weather is perfect for it. It's amazing. I was going to talk about the Elks Lodge, about how, I don't know if it's fair to say graduated, but I mean, going from the Elks to the amphitheater, I mean, it's made a big difference.
Oh, it's
And
huge.
the Elks was fun too, by the way. I mean, I
well,
really
and
liked
remember,
it
we
over there.
started in the driving range at Black Canyon Golf Course.
Right.
And that was because immediately, long story, there were several of us at Horsefly talking to them one day in early 2015 saying, we should do something bigger because I sponsored something called Montrose Loves Musicians Day at the Elks, and we did that 2 or 3 years, and it was just, let's do something bigger. And the city had just purchased the golf course. A guy named John Liu works at Fidelity Mortgage said, why don't you go talk to the city about the golf course? And I went and talked to the city clerk. She thought it was a good idea, and so you ought to talk to Bill Bell, the city manager, and he was really the first big important person that said, what a fantastic idea. The city will back this. So we were at the golf course for 4 years. We went to the Elks, and in the interim, the amphitheater got built.
Yeah. And now it's
So
it's the perfect venue.
you should look into the camera. We should have we should have this conversation. If you're a promoter, you're a booker, right?
Yeah.
You should be thinking about your acts as you're trying to launch your acts. What a great place to launch them is in Montrose, Colorado.
Oh, absolutely.
At the amphitheater.
Absolutely.
During the summer concert series.
And one of the things a couple weeks ago, I put a post up on Facebook saying, hey, look, be realistic, but who have you seen as an opener or as an opening band somewhere? If they headlined Red Rocks or Telluride, we can't do it.
Right. Well, that's why you have to say be realistic. They go, I want to see, whoever, the Rolling Stones. You go, well, that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
in Montrose, but
Do we have another beverage
we
opportunity
got
coming here?
fantastic ideas, and we're going to be using some of those. So
I'm super excited about next year then. 10th anniversary, 4th of July, little extra money, lots of fireworks.
Yeah. Let's make it happen.
Gonna take it all.
Break the attendance record wide open.
And I'm not going to divulge who the band is, but if you
You
watch this
figured it
back, you can probably figure it out. But
okay.
listen to WKRP because Dave is going to come on and
we will announce it there.
give us
We'll
that
figure it
announcement.
out. Dave, thanks for coming.
And
Thanks
as
for
long
stopping
as you
by.
keep the libations coming in WKRP,
Yeah.
I will be there.
Okay.
Thank you, Pomona Brewing.
Yeah,
Don't
thank
worry
you.
about that. We got plenty of beer,
Yeah,
plenty of booze.
absolutely.
All right, good to see you
Thanks
guys.
for stopping
being
in. We
down here
appreciate
today.
it.
Yeah, that's
good to
great.
see you.
Make sure that the libations stay cold.
There we go. Absolutely. Have a good one, Dave. right.
It's like Montrose's Jimmy Buffett. That kind of.
He does kind of have that vibe.
But signing off with the keep your beer cold.
Keep
you
your
know.
by libations cool.
We have,
Are you gatekeeping for us?
Yeah. Oh, this is great. Are you?
She's doing a great job.
Are you the booker?
You guys come sit down. You're going to have to share a mic.
Security on the door. I love how you came in. You came in and just stood there like,
Right.
no. You don't get past. You don't get past security.
Well, the thing that I thought was brilliant is they left the cans.
Absolutely.
You weren't holding the cans at normal height. You held the cans at eye line so that I could look over and be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, look, there's a delivery coming."
You know what it is?
All right, you guys
That's
are gonna have to.
what- that's-
to scoot in close and split this.
That's like when you're stood off camera and they're going like, "Oh, you're a comedian." They're at the back flashing the lights, going, "Wrap it up."
Wrap it
That's
up,
what
wrap
you
it
do.
up.
You're holding
Yeah,
the
yeah.
video. Get rid of Dave.
Come
We
in.
went, Dave, you gotta go.
Yeah, he was okay with it though because he
was
knew it
okay.
was coming
Yeah,
behind
but
him.
Dave was almost running out of beer. He needed another one. So.
All right, so turn the camera's over here. You can say hi to the camera and wave. You guys announce who you are and why you're sitting here. I
Yeah.
mean, it's on your shirt, so
And
we should be
you
able
gotta
to figure
lean
it
in
out.
a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta-
I'm John Morris with Shelter Distilling.
And what do you do for Shelter Distilling,
head
John?
distiller, head brewer.
All right.
Yeah.
John, awesome to have you here. Where did you come into Montrose from?
California.
California.
Yeah.
You say it with confidence, and you're wearing a flat bill brim.
Yeah, I know.
So we knew you weren't from
guys-
Montrose.
You're ballsy, my friend.
I like it. I like it.
Flat brim West Coast nonsense.
I got to point out because I tried to pull this off the other day. I was at CMU. My daughter's going to Colorado Mesa University, and I put on a flat bill brim hat.
No, don't know.
And I tried to tuck my ears up in underneath the hat because I've got taxi cab going down the road with the doors open, ears going on, and my daughter immediately turned to me and she went, "No."
Not the fit.
But no, she just was like, "You can't pull that off," and like picked the hat up off of me and took it. Oh, look, we got another guy just randomly coming in and just dropping.
It's the Lone Ranger.
You've got a real neon Dion vibe going on, right? Coach Prime.
I heard you got a special. Sorry to interrupt.
No, he's not. He's
No,
not.
it's fine. We're just doing a live. No, I was just kidding.
You got our, one of the politicians.
Yeah, we got Cole.
Cole came through.
We held his feet to the fire.
And you got Jason. That's like pulling teeth. He's like, you can't find me.
I was going to say, I don't think he said anything yet.
Yeah, we were just about. Jason was just about to announce himself. So
Yeah, well, and the thing.
but you got to come back. You got to come back and hit the
come
seat.
back, but you're
and
gonna
we've
have
got
to-
we've
you're gonna have
got
to
other
line up,
ladies that we've got
because
to
I
move
know-
into it too.
Rachel's waiting too.
All right.
So,
We're not going to cut you short, Jason. You've got
No.
You've got to announce yourself.
yeah, come on.
I'm Jason Senior
Yeah.
from Shelter Distilling.
Ah. Ooh,
It's like he's done that before.
I like how he did
Yeah.
that. Well played, sir. Well
Yeah.
played. Nice job.
So you
and
wanna-
Jason, and what do you do for Shelter Distilling?
I'm one of the founders and part owners.
One of the founders and part owners. And
So what do you do? Not that much. Is that right, John?
I wish that was the
Yeah.
case.
No. What do you actually?
Yeah.
What is your day-to-day responsibility? Do you
Production.
have a production?
Making sure production's working and facilities over there.
So making sure all of this stuff is
Yeah, I mean,
produced.
John and I were doing a lot with the building side of things, getting the building up and running, now production up and running, now working out all the kinks.
Right, because you opened before the facility was 100% up and running, kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I think we opened in May and we weren't producing either till June,
Right.
end of June.
So you were obviously you had plenty of product from California from your facility out there, but
Yeah, we brought it in to open in May,
Yeah.
but since then, ever since June, we've been cranking out the products. All the beer over there is now made on site.
yep,
All
made
the
in
white
Montrose,
spirits made on site.
and obviously the other spirits, they take a
Yep,
little while.
yeah,
It'll be what's the earliest we can expect some made in Montrose whiskey or bourbon? Or
a year from now.
a year?
Yeah.
so do we have a launch
All right.
party at Shelter a year from now where we're announcing?
Yeah, we definitely should.
Okay. All
That
right.
just went into barrels, last week?
Yeah, we did, 4.5 barrels. This first batch of American Single Malt through. And John and I just made bourbon for the first time over there today. So we're stoked.
When does
Yeah.
now the bourbon doesn't have to age as long, does it?
It does, 2 years.
2 years. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right.
we're bringing barrels in from Mammoth Lakes.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then aging them here and proofing with Montrose water.
Now we're
bottling them here.
we're neighbors, right? Where do you don't you live over in Solar Hills?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I
Yeah.
thought. All right, I just wanted to make sure.
Solar Hill sounds like someone from Back to the Future. It sounds like that neighborhood in Back to the Future.
It is. It's exactly like that. We have like the street sign. There's the skid marks too from the DeLorean coming
Your
in.
terrible
Yeah.
driving.
Yeah.
So how long have you actually been open now? When did the door first open? Back in May, you said.
5 months?
Yeah, what? Yeah.
Because
Over
it
5
feels
months,
like
right?
you've been here longer. I genuinely feel like it's a thing. It's already, you've settled into the community and people go like, oh, I don't know. What do you think? It's not new anymore after 5 months.
Oh, I
but-
still think it's very new. I think that people are still discovering Shelter Distilling.
Oh, I'm sure they're
I
still
think that-
discovering.
Definitely. Today, there's a lot of people that are here right now that
Yeah.
didn't know that we're right down the street.
Let's.
And, growing pains with, new location, new area.
Look at this. He's trying to push you out. They just sat down. All right. So the word is out, and people are starting to show up. But so let's talk about the elephant in the room, if we can, real quick.
Yeah.
Because I appreciate the fact when entrepreneurs pivot, and with an idea that they have that might work somewhere else, but maybe need a little tweaking here. you guys have changed you've added to the opportunities of ordering at Shelter Distillery. Is that fair to say? I know you guys probably don't want to talk about it,
Oh, no,
but I think it's
I'm happy
important,
to talk about
like
it. Yeah, yeah.
because I want to acknowledge the fact that you listened to feedback, you heard kind of what
Yeah.
it was, and then you flexed a little bit on it. And so,
So
I
y'all
so-
brought your fancy California technology here, and we went get your ass out of here.
But here's the thing that I actually like about it. So I'll let you say it. There's other opportunities because I know people went and maybe or may not haven't come back yet. So let them know.
Oh yeah,
Like-
I mean, we listened, we tried, it didn't work.
So what
We
we're
listened
talking,
to
we're talking
everybody.
about you could scan a QR code, you could order, you could pay at your table.
Yeah.
I mean, in theory, it's a great idea, and there are still, I'm sure there are plenty of people who use it.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, in
But it wasn't-
execution, it
Yeah.
works. When we go,
Yeah.
this is funny. When we go, I order off of my phone.
Right.
My wife and whatever company that we're usually with orders directly. But I
it's
like
old-
the
it's an
opportunity
old-
of.
but it's an old habit
Yeah.
too, right? People like to talk to a server. The hardest thing for me coming from the UK was we didn't even, in our bars and pubs, we typically don't even have that. Like you go to the bar, you stand at the bar and order a drink and sit down. So it's just about old habits, right? But you have pivoted, in the terms of people can go to the bar, they can speak to a server, or they can use the technology.
Yeah, and I think most people order from the server now.
Right.
Or the bar. Yeah.
And it's a
Seems like
gorgeous
there-
bar.
definitely
It's a
seems
gorgeous
like
bar.
it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I felt like we were losing a little bit of business with just the QR code
Right.
from the get go.
Sure.
I mean, like you said, the California thing, bring it to Montrose.
But
it
also,
works
if-
and it doesn't.
even
and
if you're
Some people love it, but
Yeah.
I'm glad
I love it.
people want to
Yeah.
order too
Yeah.
from
Right.
Cubans because it gives us more of a chance to talk about Shelter.
Absolutely.
It helps them through
Yeah.
the experience and what they should order.
And it's
what
a
we're
it's a
all about.
generational thing too.
So
Some people
it's-
don't like technology. It's fine.
So if you went and you tried out Shelter Distilling and you got a little turned off by the whole ordering scenario, they listen to you. Don't be crotchety. Go back, try it again, figure it out.
Because ultimately, that's just a tiny little
Yeah.
piece of this whole thing. You can go and I don't want to big him up too much.
Yeah.
Because I don't really do that.
Yeah. No, you do.
But he does a good job. Like the things that you're producing are good. I like your beer. I like the spirit. So, yeah, definitely don't.
It's just going to get better too.
Okay.
It's all brand new equipment, still figuring out certain tweaks here and there on stuff.
Yeah.
but yeah.
So what do you guys? You have a forum. You have an opportunity. Well, first and foremost, we're going to get you back on WKRP.
I've been trying to get him on.
Yeah. Yeah. What is
Since
this?
it
Okay, hold
started.
on a second. What are you ducking us for?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Not ducking at all.
You're probably talking to other people.
I'm
on
telling you, I'll get the
Oh, this is
emails up
perfect.
right
No,
now.
wait. Give the mic back to Jason. You're totally fine with coming on the show.
Yeah, totally.
And what did you just say? He's probably talking to the wrong people.
I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
probably.
So,
his voice went
Rob-
up. Are you
Rob-
okay coming on? Yeah, totally. That means
Because Rob loves to act like no. I know if he wants to be the gatekeeper for everybody that comes on the
I
show.
am the gatekeeper.
Okay. And B, he likes to be like the only people they will talk to, whoever they are, you being those people,
Whatever he's
will
gonna say is
only
not true.
talk to Rob.
That's not true at all. I've
Yeah.
never said that.
He has
However,
100% said
however,
that.
I guarantee. I mean, I met both of you especially. I mean, long before Shelter opened. But that's partly because I'm nosy. And I knock doors and I send emails and I ask questions because I'm nosy. I like to say it's my journalistic background. I'm nosy. I want to know what's going on.
Okay, but the whole world just heard, and hopefully it'll be there. They're more than happy to come on the episode, and you're not ducking us. Rob is blocking you, is what you're telling me?
Yeah, totally. I was going.
Okay, all right.
I mean, at one point, I thought it was going to be you were asking if we could set it up in the distillery,
We'll do that.
and
We've talked about this, doing that with other places. We're doing it here.
That was
Yeah.
fun.
it would be cool.
This is the
Still in
first
the
time.
background and
Yes,
everything.
in the.
You know?
So if you've never been, what I really like actually is the fact that kind of like Blue Corn, right? There's basically a glass wall, and you can sit in the bar and you can see all of the manufacturing equipment. It's cool. It's like you know that show How It's Made, right? But live and with booze. So you can just sit there watching these two do their thing. But I would love to set this up and do,
Okay,
and do something. from
Something
there.
we learned today. if we are going to come and do an on-site, and anybody else that would like to have an on-site live feed for WKRP, you got to have strong network and you got to have strong upload speeds for us to be able to do
Because
this.
this afternoon we set this up in one of the yurts out there.
Which would have been
Which would
really,
have been
really,
awesome.
really, really cool.
Didn't work at all.
I know. I was going around to yurts looking for you guys.
Yeah,
Of course.
we were in there.
Yeah. And by the way, hold on. Give credit. Secret Creek
Yeah.
John
went
jumped
out of his way.
Yeah, jumped
And the staff, they
to figure it out.
Yeah.
And so that we're here. But before we let you guys go, give us something that you want to make sure that people know about Shelter Distilling, whether it's something that's coming up, something on the menu, something about the facility, an event you got coming up, anything like that. Don't waste an opportunity to let people know what's going on.
Don't waste an opportunity to reach.
Here he goes.
How many people are watching the live stream?
So
I'm
here's
not
the
gonna
thing.
Tell you actually, but
It'll, all right.
Well, yeah, I mean, what I'd like to say is just keep coming because we're going to keep planning things. We're going to keep evolving, and we're going to keep getting better. So please just keep coming back and checking on Facebook for events.
Come saying hi.
We do a lot of stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're just getting started.
yeah, 5 months is no time. I mean, you're still
Yeah.
It's not time at all.
no.
Especially for
De-
production.
Definitely not. Especially for production. I mean, we got beer cans showing up in 5 weeks, so we'll start canning beer soon.
Yeah.
Right, that's a good point. I hadn't even
yeah.
considered that. That so far we've
I mean,
only
right
seen
now
the
it's just the
canned
canned
cocktails.
cocktails.
And we'll have more flavors of canned cocktails soon.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So keep showing up. Things are evolving and changing, and you'll pivot as necessary, right? I mean, it's a different.
Oh, we
So-
definitely listen to all the recommendations.
Yeah.
Are you taking a call in the middle of the show?
No, he
You
wasn't.
just tried to.
Hey, no.
It was my wife when he even stopped.
Which maybe she's watching. She might be like, hey, don't forget to say this.
Oh,
that would be
right.
Nicole. Nicole would
She'd
text
be
me.
much better at this
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
I would.
All right, so I have a request. Have you guys ever been to the GoPro games out in Vail?
No.
No? Okay, so they have a really fun contest out at the GoPro games where they do like a fly fishing contest.
Really?
Where you have to hit certain obstacles and do different things, but hit it in a target and stuff like that. I think it would be really fun out in the grass area out there to hold like a fly fishing competition type of thing out on Shelter Distilling.
Well, and we have
Right.
manufacturers of.
Yeah, we might have
fishing
some that
rods
are going to
and
be on this
reels and
show.
stuff like that,
Yeah.
so
Any
we can-
any
we
interest
can
in
keep it in the-
holding an event like that at the
Absolutely,
shelter?
that'd be
Okay.
awesome.
Okay, we got you on record now. It's just
And we can keep it in the Montrose family that
yeah,
way.
and stop trying to duck us on coming on the show.
Yeah.
I'm a little upset. I feel a little
All right. Well, I'm going to send them the calendar link.
Yeah.
You
All right,
can bring
here we
on
go.
whoever you want to. But
Guys,
yeah.
first of all and foremost, I appreciate the cocktails. over here.
Absolutely.
They're delicious. Thanks for coming by. Make sure that you guys go see them. You come down here. You guys are in the corner right over here, right?
Yeah, right by the bathrooms in the stage.
Okay. Give us something
And
if
we're
somebody.
going on until 7,
Yeah.
so it's another. You have another
We-
hour and 20 minutes.
I think you
at
guys
least.
gave us a drink ticket that we can give away.
They did?
For somebody to come over.
Oh, yeah.
What do you
We did.
what do you want them to do for the drink ticket?
Come get on Oktoberfest.
Right. Well, what I'm going to say then,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
what he means, and I've already said this, is that if there's anybody out there listening who comes in here and calls Dennis a potato to his face, I will give you a coupon.
nobody's
for
done it yet.
I'll give you a ticket for a free drink.
Yeah.
Call him
Well,
a potato.
I got a
Look
feeling
at the
like
shape
that
of his
big guy
head.
right there is thinking about it right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Call him a potato.
Jason, appreciate it.
Yeah, John, brilliant.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
You,
And,
you guys are
thank you,
awesome. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure that you go see them over here on the backside.
Yep.
They're you're right in front of the restrooms.
Yeah.
So you can't miss them. Yeah.
And if you can't make it there, Shelter Distilling is
It's just-
literally
yeah.
2 minutes away.
I
So
walked over.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you could bike here too. It's great.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Good to see you.
Thanks, buddy.
Now what are we gonna? You're gonna drink all of these, or we should just? Is this gonna be like this?
We're drinking them or taking them home.
Who's next? Who's next? Who dare? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Rut-row, Reggie.
I mean, whatever you want to call us. But we brought you
Right.
came bearing gifts.
You came bearing gifts.
We got some Saucy Strategist shirts and some stickers. And
I
some
guarantee you didn't bring me a shirt big enough that I can wear, so I'm going to have to give it to somebody
You
else.
can just wear it as a crop top.
Yeah, you could tie it in the back. When
Yeah.
it's done.
Yeah.
I don't think
There you
anybody.
go.
I don't think anybody wants to see that.
Nobody wants to see it, but it's
Yeah.
like, rubbernecking when there's a car accident. That's nobody wants to see it, but they look and they can't look away.
Right.
There's a picture of you in
I
a
mean-
crop top. So you're going to have to share that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're going to have to get a little close.
Get a little close.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm fine with that.
I mean, the farther away from it you are, the less people can hear you. So it depends on what you're saying.
And we're going to talk regardless, so it's up to you.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So tell everybody who you are and look into the camera.
Okay, over there.
Yeah.
So I'm Rachel DeRossi, and I own the marketing department here in Montrose, Colorado.
And I'm Pauline Duda. I work with the marketing department in Montrose, Colorado, however you said it. And I am their social media strategist.
Okay. So
So
brilliant.
just in case you missed that, we are in Montrose, Colorado.
Brilliant naming, the marketing department, because you can be the marketing department for anybody that wants to hire you.
Absolutely, and that was kind of our business. Not kind of, that was our business
Get
model.
rid of your in-house marketing department and hire the marketing department.
Is that the?
I
Well,
guess
here's
that's
the question: are you taking any new clients?
We are.
You've
Okay.
just got some new ones.
Yep.
Yes.
Because I
And
follow
in a
them
very
closely on
specific-
social media. You don't, because you don't do any research.
Oh! Is that how this goes? You just recently got a client
Yeah.
that is in a very specific industry. Do you want to share what industry that is?
So we serve a lot of local businesses just because this is where we live and play, and we love where we live and play. It's close to our hearts, but we also have a very specific niche of electric co-ops and telecoms.
You said niche, not niche.
Ooh.
I hate.
No, that's an ick if you
It's
say
it's an American thing.
Niche or niche?
No, niche is
Say it.
mwah, niche is gross.
Oh, good. Oh, same page. Same
Well,
page.
I battle with
Dennis
that word
says niche.
constantly. So
I say
I'm
niche.
really
Look
happy
at him.
that I said
Look
that
at his
correctly.
face.
I'm
Of
gonna
course
say
he
niche.
says
Yeah.
He
niche.
looks like a niche guy.
Oh,
Sorry.
No problem. Not affected by that in the
so,
least.
what's your niche?
Our niche is electric co-ops and telecoms. A lot of times they go hand in hand as fiber subsidiaries or different telecom subsidiaries across the country. So we serve many of those clients, and it's a lot of fun.
So you're a local company, but you
Yeah,
are
we're
not
a local
limited
company.
to local. You are in fact national.
Absolutely.
And international? No?
I mean, we do have at least two global companies that serve globally. One is a scientific instrument company, and that one's really, really exciting to work on. They make me say things like gravimetric thermal analysis.
I saw the
We
video.
saw the video.
of you two. Yeah, we've seen it.
I was coming up with
You
it.
watch social media closely.
We watched it. Don't
You're
we?
doing a great job, Pauline.
Yeah. But yes, you serve clients all over the country, but you're
Yeah.
based here in little old Montrose.
Yes, yeah, and we're full service. So we, what that means is that we do everything from website development to search engine optimization, social media, bomb-ass graphic design.
Bomb ass graphic
I mean,
design.
yeah,
What
I'm a millennial. I still say things like
what
that.
defines bomb? Well, actually, let me back up. What
Yeah.
defines a saucy strategist? Since that's what's on the
Saucy
Let's
T-shirt.
talk about this for a second.
Yeah.
Do you want to
Yeah.
explain? Show the camera your beautiful.
Here we go. Yeah. Here.
Oh yes.
We'll
There
do
we
it.
go.
We'll do it this way. Go ahead. What is this? What makes one a saucy strategist?
is just kind of who we are in our brand and our tone. Strategist is
Thanks, Vicky.
is kind of it's just one of the things that we feel sets us apart and one of our differentiators when we take on new clients. It's not cookie cutter. It's very strategic to their business goals, and we start everything with a strategy. And
But what makes it saucy?
saucy,
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah. Okay.
We're kind of a lot to handle, and we embrace that, and
Okay.
we're very
I think
candid.
we've established that already.
Good.
We're candid, so
We're very
not
on brand.
Yeah, we're on brand. We're not everybody's marketing department, and not everybody's our client. So, and I would say that we've lucked out with all amazing clients. Like it's just been very authentic relationships where we get to speak to each other just candidly.
Have you had any bad clients in the past? I don't expect you to badmouth current clients, but you don't have to name them either. But you must have had some bad experiences.
I'll make that question a little easier on you.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right. So anybody that's done any marketing, right? You come up with you spend a lot of time focusing on the idea, trying to connect people with a product.
Yes.
And there's a ton of different conversations. You've pitched probably 1 million of them, right? What is it like when a client doesn't want to take or gives you glad hands you in a conversation like, yeah, that's great, and then they don't do it or they don't move forward with it. Like, you've spent time on this.
Yeah.
Like, so
Drop them immediately.
Give an example of like where that hasn't, like where you've tried something and you got pushback on it, and it's like, well, wait a second, hold on.
From a current client?
It doesn't have to be a current client.
Or it can be a fake client. Just make.
We can make up a
I would say
situation.
very early on, we learned pretty quickly just by spending hours and hours and hours on like strategy before we sent proposal to get a no.
Right.
And so we just work that out in our proposals now.
So now you just scribble something on
we
it.
used to- we used to
scribble.
We used to call
it's
it-
it's very kind of generic in the proposal, and then
Right.
we work through the strategy once we've actually attained the client.
Right.
But as far as like when a client actually pushes back, I'm pretty good at pushing back too.
Too? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Not going to get.
Hell yes. I think
Oh,
you need to do
put
this too.
In the cup. Putting it in the cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I'm pretty good. I'll let Pauline talk to that. She's seen me.
Yeah, come on, Paul.
Well, we used
Say
to call it.
something,
We used to.
Pauline.
I'll give you an
Say
example.
something,
We used to
God.
call it giving them the duck. So
Giving them the
we
duck.
always went into a meeting.
That's like a 1960s Mad Men strategy.
Gotcha.
Dennis is old.
Thank you
I'm-
for connecting that for me.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dennis is old. It's a strategy from a long time ago.
You don't get the gray without
Just
earning
talk
it.
about the
Rob.
duck or whatever it is.
You talk about that like I'm embarrassed by it being
Well, that's
older.
just
But anyway,
wisdom. Yeah.
so we called giving them the duck. We always went into a conversation with one idea that we knew that they would say no to, and that idea then then it was no, like they had no other
So
opportunity.
you give them a
other-
really bad idea, and
Not-
then the bad
just-
idea
no.
seems actually not. They go, well, then maybe they're not idiots.
It's not necessarily a bad idea. It's one that we knew they would say no
Right,
to.
right,
And as
right.
long as they had something to say no to, then they would absolutely say yes to
They
the
felt
other
more
thing.
comfortable
Yeah. So it was just it's just a mental
I feel
thing
you've
of
done
like,
that.
giving them the duck.
yeah, giving them the duck.
Is that anything like giving them the bird?
I mean,
Giving them the what?
I don't know
bird.
why. To be honest with you, I
It's a
don't
bird.
remember why we
Oh,
called it
giving
that.
him the bird. I just got it.
Now
I
you
don't know
feel
what's
old.
going on, but
Yeah.
your head is now the shade of your T-shirt.
Is
I
it
don't
that
know what's
red
going
or
on,
that
yeah.
orange?
Did
I
you
mean, I
guys
might be
just talk
sunburned.
to the shelter guys? Is that's why?
Yeah.
You brought
I'm
it
also
up?
drinking alcohol.
Yeah, it's
Gotcha.
probably are you having the tequila? You're having the rum. You're having Sierra
Oh, I'm having rum, and I don't ever drink
I'm
rum.
going to mix them both in my new mug in a minute.
I don't. That's a very astute
That's a choice.
question. I don't drink rum, and this is rum.
Rum makes your head go pink.
It
That's
could.
what we've
It
established.
could. Tequila makes Nicole's like
Careful.
careful.
We know what tequila does in general.
Yeah, no. But it makes her like blush. Like it makes her when she first
So
has
rum
tequila.
makes your head blush.
It could. That's very possible.
Your whole head is blushing right now.
It might be.
Yeah. It might not show up on the camera anyway, but
I don't. We can. Do you want me to like duck
No.
into it?
so how let's go back to something.
Giving them
How-
the duck.
how
I
old-
don't know that we give many people the duck.
Oh.
I guess
You
I
like to hit it out of the park first time.
I always hit it out of the park.
Oh.
I mean,
Confident.
confidence.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go. You gotta love it.
So we
I will say Rachel is very data driven, very strategy driven. So pretty much any idea she's going to bring to the table, she's going to have exactly why she's going to bring that idea, and it makes it really hard to say no.
So let me ask you a question. How long have you worked for the marketing department?
About a year, which
Okay.
is how long I've been in Montrose.
What's your favorite thing about working with Rachel? Don't look at her. Don't look at it because you won't.
And don't make that noise.
Don't because you won't like the next. You won't like the next question either. What do you really like about working with Rachel? Don't
Okay,
intimidate
okay.
her.
She's actually really fun, believe it or not. She's so
I don't
fun.
believe it actually.
She is so fun. She lets me be crazy. She lets me try funky ideas. And for a social media person, that's exactly the kind of
Yeah.
environment you need.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
What don't you like about working with Rachel?
Ooh. When Rachel knows what she wants, she's
a
not-
tyrant?
She's gonna get it.
She's a tyrant.
She's
Is that
gonna
what
get
is that
it.
what you're saying? She's
Not
a tyrant.
queen. What
So Rachel, have you ever said yes to an idea that you didn't like, but you were like, "Ooh, let her go ahead and do that. let her shine. Let her do her thing."
Oh,
Wait,
do you know what
that I
she's
didn't
done?
like?
She's done the duck thing.
That
Yeah.
I didn't like.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say I think it's I've developed trust in Pauline and her
Sure.
skills. So when she suggests something that I don't necessarily understand or question, I just always let her go with it because that's so important to a fun and happy work environment. So,
Have you,
so I say yes,
I'm certain.
and then I say come back to me with the data.
All right. So when there's been, I'm sure, one of the ideas that maybe you weren't on fire about, and you let somebody go do what they're good at, and then they come back and it worked. What was your reaction then?
Oh, I'm super happy.
Well,
Are
you
you-
take,
are you
you take
stoked?
credit.
Wrong.
You're like,
Hell
it's,
no.
no. But you take
No,
credit
one
for
of
going,
my-
this is what? I'm a great manager. I let it do
No,
it.
not at all. I mean, my favorite thing in the world, like I'm a confident person, and I
Get outta
present
here.
with confidence, and I love pushback. Pauline's really good at giving pushback, and my favorite things because it makes us all better. And so it's super fun. I love it.
Have you-
I'm just,
Oh, there's
hell
a
yes.
chihuahua coming
Have you
through.
thought,
We,
so we started with a politician. Have you thought about going into politics?
Can I get?
When
you're-
I was in 7th grade.
Somebody's got to pick this guy up and bring him over here. Look at that. Look at that.
He looks like the Taco Bell.
They're not
chihuahua.
mine.
Do you remember that?
I was thinking he was doing the I'm a happy dog. I'm a happy,
yes.
happy dog.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Was that your dog that just?
Where'd he go?
He went out the front door. Can you bring him back? Okay, I'm sorry. Not to be
how
upstaged by
long-
animals, but
No.
that's why they say you never work with children or animals.
No.
Because
And we never shall.
and we never.
Did we cover how long has the marketing department been going?
So we just celebrated our 2-year anniversary in September. So while the company is young, we all have significantly more experience in our field. We each have about 15, 16 years in our field.
Yeah. And where are you from? This is we always ask people
Where am I
this
from?
because
I don't even know.
most people
I don't even know.
How did you get to Montrose?
From the
let's-
Front Range.
From the Front Range.
After about eight years, yeah.
Okay.
And then before that, Missouri, Midwest.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
oof. That sounds
Misery.
tough.
And before that, like California and New York. I don't know where I'm from.
Okay.
Wow. You went from some liberal.
Is
States
Colorado
to-
is Colorado a staying place?
Oh, Montrose is my home, except for when I can get to Ridgeway.
Okay.
But I'm not.
We don't
I'm,
like that kind of talk on WKRP Montrose.
I'm never leaving this area. I love it here. I truly feel home, and I want to see the businesses and the people here succeed. It really is a passion, and it's a purpose, I guess, in my heart.
What about you, Pauline?
Oh, I was born and raised on the Big Island of Hawaii,
What?
and I moved here to Montrose just over a year ago.
So
it's been
what
fun.
brought you to the
Why?
mainland?
Yeah.
What,
Well, my husband.
and you got to lean a little bit closer to the
Oh,
mic.
sorry.
That's all right.
My husband got a job in Ridgeway.
Okay.
And like a month after we moved here, I was like, okay, I should probably get a job too. And so I'm just joking, but not really. I post on Facebook in a group called Women in Montrose. Shout
Yeah.
out Women in Montrose.
Wim. Yeah,
woo!
we know the Wim gals.
The Wim gals.
Haven't had them on yet.
Nope.
Not,
And I introduced myself. I had some background in social media, and Miss Rachel reached out to me, and she was like, I have an agency here in Montrose, and it was a perfect fit. It was amazing from day one. And
Our first interview was like 3 hours, and we never asked you one marketing or social media question.
Oh, it was at
I was just
Salon.
like, how
Yeah.
many beers do I want to have with you?
yeah, I remember I went
That's a
in-
good strategy.
I went into this interview, and TMI, but I'm a sweater. And I was wearing this long sleeve shirt. I was sweating so much, and it came out of the interview, and I was like, oh, I literally had nothing to worry about. She's my new best friend, so.
I do like the concept.
Me too.
I think that should be our show from now on.
well, we don't do
Like,
anything professionally
if I can't,
anyway.
it's how many beers am I willing to have with you?
How long do I want to tolerate you in
Yeah.
an environment with alcohol?
If you're gonna make that a show, make
Isn't
sure
that the most important question when
Yeah.
you're hiring somebody?
Absolutely.
Like, how many beers do I want to have with you? Because I'm going to spend a significant portion of my life with you.
Yeah, which-
so do I genuinely enjoy you?
But which direction is that? Is that I need 3 beers to tolerate you,
Oh, no,
or
no,
I
that's
want
not
to
my-
have
If the-
3
yeah,
beers?
if the night gets increasingly fun, then you know you're onto a winner.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh.
That's another woman in Montrose. I mean,
True.
she is a woman in Montrose.
Yeah.
There's a lot of us.
About
Probably about 50
About 50% of the population.
guess about half, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's good.
Look at
because
those
like you
guys.
said,
I see them. I see some faces that I know. That's okay.
It's really important
This was a horrible idea
Yeah,
to
I
face
know.
me that direction
Yeah, I
when I
know.
can see people coming in.
And they're all concerned for you because they look at your head and
I know.
the color of that.
They feel bad for me.
No, you're
No,
doing
it's
fabulous.
important. If you can have a few drinks with people and you build a rapport, you go, I think I can spend time with this person in a work environment. I don't want to work with people that I can't have a beer with.
Is
Let's
that the
put it
reason why
way.
you have to drink every show that we do?
Yep.
Okay. Ladies, all right, so check out the marketing department.
The marketing department.
And find out why you must have a saucy strategist in your life.
Find us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and now TikTok.
Nice
at
job.
the Marketing Department, Colorado.
Wait, can you give us give us the like and subscribe to WKRP Mantras? Can we
Yeah.
get that?
Don't sweat.
Yeah.
Don't, it's no pressure.
Oh,
Relax.
too late.
Yeah.
Make sure you like and subscribe to WKRP Montrose at WKRP Montrose. Find us on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok. Who knows where you're at, but make sure you like and subscribe.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you want the marketing department as part of your business. On the fly. Way to go, ladies. Nice job.
And if Rachel ever becomes a tyrant and you need another job,
Don't do that. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Hey, on that note,
Yeah. Look, ooh, that was a. Can you do that again?
Trying to
Can you do
steal
that?
watch your backs in the parking lot later.
Yeah.
I keep my people. Don't you worry. I'm not worried about you.
I got 100 on Rachel that she would take you out right now.
Thanks, guys, for having
Ladies,
us.
thank you for stopping by. We appreciate it. Good to see you. Thank you for the T-shirts.
yeah.
You know, it's really kind of amazing how this table is getting filled with liquor.
It's how the table's getting
It's
what now?
magical, is what it is.
Yeah, it's like
Do you want?
It keeps
are you-
refilling?
do you have any alcohol in it? Are you sure you don't want to? You can. Well, I mean,
Who's?
you can help yourself. Oh, it's from Horseflies.
Oh. David and Heidi, are you going to come over here?
Oh, it's the Dragoos.
It is the Dragoos.
I gotta ask them about their name. First
3
of
people
all.
waiting. Are you coming to join?
What
No, you
is it?
can't pour
Oh,
beer on
no,
the top
no,
of
but I
this
put it in there. Put some in there. Where is it from?
this is from Horsefly.
What is it?
Snickerdoodle.
Oh,
They were here earlier. We didn't get a
yeah.
chance to see
Phil
them.
was
Talk to them.
here. Snickerdoodle.
But I mean, this is like
Well, you have to sit down on the mic for just a second because people are going to see you, but they're not going to know who you
you
are.
can take the
And we
cinnamon
should give
in
you
it.
the opportunity.
Yeah, because you've been in the background this whole
I'm
time.
the background.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself though to.
Hello, I'm Vicky.
You're-
And I'm Vicky Pine, and I actually work for Secret Creek.
Awesome.
And I've
And you've
worked-
also been working security for us, keeping
I'm
this
kind of
rabble,
security and
keeping this
trying to
rabble
keep you
over
guys
here.
out of trouble.
at bay.
Boy,
Oh
oh,
no, no, no,
boy.
no, no! You're not. As
You-
much as I'm sure you're competent, you can't keep us out of
You have
trouble.
a huge fan club.
We do.
It would seem like it.
Yeah, you really do.
Or-
people are all
or-
going, I know who they are.
Or Vicky, can I propose this?
What?
Everybody wants some free marketing.
Yeah.
They know we're going to put this out and we're going to promote it a little bit.
Oh, do
Is
they
it
know?
a little from column A, a little from column B?
Oh.
Are we popular, or are we popular because we
I
frankly
thought it was
have a
popular
thriving,
because of all the liquor on your table.
I'm sure that's
that
part of
too,
it.
Yeah, that's why you're
Not a
saying,
single-
right?
Are they bringing liquor to you so you will see them? And talk with
listen, you don't question those things.
No.
Yeah,
You just kind
I
of let
know.
it happen
Yeah.
and let it keep going.
They come bearing gifts. You
Yeah.
go sit down.
Sit down. So, Vicky, what do you do with Secret Creek?
I'm actually, I want to say I kind of is the support of John, the owner.
Uh-huh.
I've been with John for probably 20 years.
Wow.
And so when he went to buy the place, he goes, will you help me due diligence? And at that time I was retired. I've tried to retire 3 times with John. I'll never retire.
Damn it,
'Cause
John.
I
Come
love
on,
the
John.
man. John Gibson's awesome. He owns his company.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
We
so-
love John. We love John too. I mean,
Yeah,
we're
John and
here
Kelly, yeah.
at Secret Creek within Colorado Outdoors. So
Secret
we
Creek,
like
yeah.
them, and I like that actually. Before Secret Creek, it was the Colorado Yurt Company, and
Mm-hmm. Yes,
they
it
bought it,
was.
and they've expanded it, and they
Dan
opened
and
this
Emma.
beautiful big new facility, and
Yes,
it's right
John
here.
built this,
And
yes.
they could have taken it away.
Yes.
You know, they didn't. They kept it here in Montrose. So
He kept it here, and that's very important to
Very
him. They
important.
love the town.
Yeah.
And I love visiting because I am now in Michigan. I had to move back to Michigan 2 years
well,
ago.
I love Michigan too. A
I
lot of
love-
Michiganders here.
So
Yeah.
you're
But
just
we're-
visiting right now?
No, just because we knew the block party was going on, I
Oh,
said,
wow.
okay, I'm going to fly out.
Sweet.
And so I come out, maybe once a year. Or
But
whatever.
where are you from on the mitten?
I'm Okay, not anywhere near the thumb. We
Not
call
on the
that
thumb.
Canada.
Yeah.
We call that part of Canada.
So are you a
That's in
Youper or a
Detroit.
troll?
No, I do have a place in the UP. We
Okay.
do, but I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Oh, all right.
which
It's a
is
direct
Wyoming.
flight from Denver. Easy.
Yes, it is.
Piece of cake,
but
right?
there's a 6-hour layover
In Denver?
from here to
From
Denver.
here to- yeah.
Yeah,
That's
after you
unfortunate.
get to Denver, I have to sit for 6 hours.
You know
Hey,
this.
did you fly United or
I came Southwest.
Southwest?
I had a lot of
Southwest.
points.
Hey, figure that out for us. Come on
Yeah,
now.
do that.
Come on.
You know this whole thing, right? I mean, there's a lot of Michiganders here. Cousin Curtis is from Michigan.
Yeah.
His partner, Dan. There's a lot of Michiganders.
Yes,
here.
there's the Mitten Mafia, you call them.
Yeah, yeah, I call them the Mitten State Mafia.
Yeah, it's a mitten state, but we do have a place in the UP,
All
too,
right.
sir, right off from the top of Lake Michigan.
Well,
it's very cool.
Listen, for the people that are that might be watching this live,
Ah.
and there's all of 2 of them.
There's a
apparently. Why don't you tell them real quick about because you've got the burro on your chest there.
Yes, I
But we
do.
have some burros, some donkeys outside.
They're mules.
They're mules.
They're
Okay.
mules, yes.
You're
And-
the
And
donkey.
He's got 6 of them.
They're mules.
Yeah.
Don't confuse mules, donkeys, and horses.
Okay.
How dare
Yeah.
you?
Fine.
But they're pretty cool, and
They
they're
are
all
pretty cool.
girls. They're all girls,
Uh-huh.
and they've been painted. I don't know if you've seen them
Yeah.
today.
Let's not tell them why they've been painted,
Oh, but
but
aren't
they
they
should
I
come
was
out
going
and
to show a
see.
photo, but you're right.
It
Come
is
down and
so-
see them. They're
Come down and check it
fantastic.
out.
It is so cool. Yes, come down. Come down and see us.
So
here.
you are not here. I mean, how often do you come back to visit?
I haven't been here in 2 years
Whoa.
now, but we do everything. I know when I walked into a meeting on Tuesday when I got here, the crew said, "You're not AI." I go, "No, I'm real." I'm real.
Right. So you
know,
were just an email. You were just a
I
name
was
on an
always
email
a
to them.
face. No,
A
I'm always a
face.
face.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they're
Well, we
like,
do teams.
And they went, no, that's not.
They
She's
know,
not real.
yeah, they see my face, so they know I'm real.
Wow.
But now they all
You're
know.
very real.
I'm very real.
And we
I'm very
appreciate it.
real.
Well, I hope
Well,
it's not going to be
appreciate
2
your doing
years
that.
before you come back and see us again.
Yeah.
No, I won't. I'll
So
try
what
to come
we
back.
we want you to come back,
Okay.
and we'll get John to bring you back, and you can come on the podcast, and we'll record a proper episode in our studio.
That would be very cool.
Well, I'll
we
tell
can
John.
Do that.
I'll tell John
will
to
do that.
make up a reason to bring you back.
Oh, he'll make any
Done.
reason.
Tell John
I-
we feel like you should be the spokesperson for Secret Creek to come on WKRP.
He'd
Ooh.
probably tell you he'd agree.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Well,
like
you're-
it.
So you're
Yeah,
coming back
I've been
now.
with him for years, yeah. So I will never retire until I die, and that's okay.
I like that plan. I have no plans
I like
of retiring
to work,
ever.
And I love John.
what,
and I
what
love
would you? I
Kelly.
mean, what would you do if you retired? What am I going to do? I would probably have a stupid podcast and just like talk to
Yeah.
people and record it and drink all day. So yeah, this is my
I
retirement.
tried. You know, I have a husband, and my 92-year-old mother lives with us too, and they watch Game Show Network all day.
Yeah.
I can't do
Yeah,
that.
I'm not
So I have
sitting
my
in front
own
of it.
office upstairs, and I just work, from home for half a day, and walk
you
my
go.
dog, cook my meals, and
And live in beautiful
live
Michigan.
in Michigan. It's so beautiful right now. It's another place to visit, but come to the block party.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We'll get you back out. We'll get you
Yeah,
back
you
out in
gotta get
December.
people, they've been
That's true.
waiting so
Okay.
patiently.
Look at that. Wait, no. Who's that?
I know. Look at this. Okay,
Who is that?
this is Terry, who is married to Joe, who's our actual VP of operations.
Okay.
And that's Taco.
That's Taco.
Taco, these guys go on these
You
14.
quiero Taco Bell.
They go up and climb, and they're continually walking and climbing mountains.
Great.
And that
And he's
dog
going with them.
goes with them.
In my backpack.
I was about to say you carry him part of the way.
But
yeah,
when they show
okay.
photos,
Yeah.
the dog isn't in a backpack.
I don't know.
It looks like that poor dog is walking.
He had
I'm
the
so tired.
happiest prance that
Yeah.
he came out and.
She's the cutest little thing, isn't she?
Oh, it's a she.
Yeah.
It's a boy.
It's
Oh,
a
it's a
boy.
boy. It is a boy.
And-
Okay.
Taco.
Taco.
I know you can't really see, but it's
It's a boy.
Mr. Taco.
Mr. Taco.
Yeah.
Got
Senor
it.
Taco.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh, you know
well, I
what? We
know you
lost the
have-
Jagrews. They left.
You have all.
That's
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
They'll be back.
That's their loss.
They better hurry it up, though.
Okay.
Actually,
I
we
feel
can.
bad.
No, don't worry about
Because I
it.
told him, I said, you guys, I know they've been waiting.
We
The-
lost-
The
Don't
guy
worry
with
about
the
it.
cap.
Don't
the
worry about
cowboy
it.
hat.
They'll come back.
Yeah. You're looking for a trash can? Right over here. Come around here. There you go.
Right there.
Dude.
Guy, you know
I
our
like
place.
hey, the t-shirt, nice choice. Nice
Oh, the
choice.
Ramones.
Yeah.
He doesn't know the Ramones.
He doesn't know who they
He
are.
doesn't know the Ramones.
He might.
No, he doesn't.
Okay,
No.
so,
It's like young people who wear Nirvana t-shirts. They go, "Oh, it's cool." They don't know
okay, so
Nirvana.
tell me a little bit about you guys. And we're live on a radio station right now.
That's right.
or-
We're broadcasting live on YouTube.
Yeah.
But we
Okay.
will record it and we'll put it out on our
Oh, good.
on our it'll be there forever
so
too.
WKRP.
WKRP.
And when they said that today, I said, in Cincinnati. Yeah.
Yes. So
I
that's Les
remember.
Nessman.
Yeah, we got to pay. We got to pay every time somebody does that. But
Do you?
No, we don't.
Oh.
But if they find out, we might have to.
Well, just tell them I'm from Michigan and I don't know any
No,
difference.
but yes, it is related to that. I mean, we like the idea. The show.
we borrowed the call signs.
Yeah.
WKRP.
I
we
love
changed
it.
it to
We
we know
changed it.
real people.
We know real people. It's a podcast all about Montrose, Colorado. We had we've done about 25 episodes now, with everyone from the city manager to wedding planners, musicians. My friend
Yeah,
Jamie, the
marketing
midwife,
people.
the marketing.
Marketing
We
people,
and
distillers.
anyone's welcome. That's the thing. Anyone can come on because if you live in Montrose, you're qualified, and if you're not from here, we want to know how you got here.
Yeah.
And if you're from here, what do you think about it now?
It's a great town.
It's a great town.
It's a great town, yeah.
When did you first start coming here?
When John bought the company.
Okay, so
I
not
came
that
out
long
when
ago.
The first time we came in to meet all the employees.
Wow.
And
Well, no, it's been. Hold on. John bought Colorado Yurt Company.
2019.
Yeah, so it's been a few years.
Yeah,
Right.
5 years.
Because you were in
It'll
the
be 5
other
years
location
January.
while you
Yeah,
were
yeah,
building
yeah.
this
20,
location.
Yeah, it was
Look at that guy.
Oh,
Oh,
you want to come and
so
sit
is he your
down?
next one? Come and join.
could be.
He
I'll,
might-
I'll
he-
go back to. Thanks
Vicky,
for having me
Vicky,
on.
thank you for jumping in. Appreciate it. It's good.
Come
good
and
to
sit
talk to
down
you.
and have a
So
beer. It
if
was
you need
lovely.
more drinks,
We'll get more. Yeah.
we'll find you some. Even
Thank you,
though you're
Vicky.
a big.
Thanks.
And we
Vicky.
gotta we gotta get John or somebody to come back down.
Yeah.
Whether it's you too, we gotta finish the conversation
We
at
don't need
Secret
to. If he
Creek.
wants to, he wants to come on. He can.
You gotta yeah. You can change seats if you want to change seats.
Live podcast.
We're broadcasting on YouTube, but we'll chop it up and send it out as reels. And
I got a
stuff too.
feeling. There's something in me that
you want a
feels like
drink?
he's gonna come here
Do
to
you
say something to
want
me.
a cocktail?
No.
No.
Oh, there we go.
Would you care to explain to the people why? Is it the reason that we've talked about? That
What
you're,
reason?
well, I don't know, you're super fit and keto.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Thursday too.
That's it. Fuck you, Connor.
I love the
And it's a
simplicity of that.
Thursday, you
I love the
alcoholic.
simplicity
Sometimes it's a
of that.
simple answer.
Yeah, sometimes it's just a simple. Hey, dude, it's a Thursday.
Although,
I'm good. I'm all good.
I've never had one of these before.
They're
Yeah.
good. They're a little
They're good.
spicy. So, this is Connor.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Friends
friends with Connor.
Yeah.
I know Connor.
Why are you looking at me and telling people? Tell those people who he is.
Well, so Connor and I met. How long have you been here?
Just over 2 years.
Just over 2 years.
Yeah.
So I used to work out of the co-working space, which is where I met
The potato.
the potato head there. Look at the color of his head. It's the same as his shirt.
Yeah,
I think
just
he's
about.
I think he's
yeah.
allergic to rum.
I might be.
So Dennis, oh God, this is boring. Dennis co-founded the co-working space in town. It's a great co-working space. It's a great co-working. I worked there. Dennis was there. Connor came from Oklahoma. Did you come from Oklahoma?
From Austin.
So you're from Oklahoma.
whoa, wait
But
a
you've moved to Austin, yeah.
Directly from
you
Austin.
did
You
not know
came
that?
from Austin, Texas to Montrose?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to hear that
All
story.
right.
Because
Well, that's not a normal
You're
path,
not
is
an old man like me. You're a young man.
Not yet. Yeah.
And Austin, even a few years ago, even now, is still a really fun place to be for younger people.
Yeah, it was just not my vibe.
Not your vibe.
No.
Okay.
In what way? Because I've never actually been to Austin. I want to go.
Oh, my
But
Lord.
I have heard great things in terms of it being like it is. I mean,
The
whatever
food,
your
the
beliefs
music.
are, it's the
Well,
liberal capital of Texas too.
part of
Like,
it-
but it's the fun.
Part of it was just where I lived. It was very.
I got that.
I, don't know,
I
it was
read the sign
very,
language.
it was just busy and
Mm-hmm.
expensive.
Right.
Housing is.
Housing is crazy.
It's probably at least twice as much. At least when I moved, it was probably twice for a comparable house in like compared to Montrose.
Absolutely.
Twice is a lot.
So what was the draw? How did you discover Montrose? What brought you here then?
I have a friend in Ridgeway who I used to work with
Okay.
in Denver when I lived in Denver.
Uh-huh.
And I wanted to get out of Austin, and so I just hit him up and asked him about the area. And he
said,
gave
"Come
me
on."
a rundown, basically the whole valley. And then I was like, well, I want to live next to an airport.
Tick.
So, yeah, Montrose seems Seems good. Also, like everything in Urey County is way too expensive too for
Yep.
me. So
Out of the frying pan into the fire kind of thing. Did you ask
Yeah.
other friends in other parts of the country too? Like, hey, I'm looking to get out of Austin. Were there any other contenders?
the other contender was Oklahoma.
Okay.
Most of my family lives there.
Whereabouts? I mean, I guess
Tulsa?
or,
Tulsa,
right?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I'm kind of in love with watching that TV show.
Tulsa King?
Tulsa King, the Stallone show. It's
Yeah.
so good. I actually want to go to Tulsa, just because of that show.
Well, but Tulsa had the whole program, Tulsa Remote, where they were paying people
well,
to
that's the guy.
relocate to.
We had the guy who he came.
And
he
that was
came-
part of the thing I looked at. I was like, oh, that's
That's a nice little
it's like
incentive.
it's like $10,000.
Yeah.
So I don't remember if you were here. The way my brain works, timeline, but the guy came from Tulsa, right? He
Yeah.
came to Proximity Space and gave a talk.
No. The guy that started the program for Tulsa Remote came to
Right,
the alt
right.
space
and
and
he
explained.
gave a talk. You
Yeah.
weren't
Oh, really?
there at this
Yeah, I
point,
talked-
right? I think.
well, because they started during COVID.
Yeah, and he came to Montrose
Yeah.
and gave us a talk at Proximity Space.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tulsa. Anyway, you ended up in Montrose. Any regrets?
Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to start something new, and I loved Colorado just from visiting before, and I thought I'd give it a shot, and so I did.
So how's it going?
Yeah, how's it working?
It's
out
great.
for you?
Yeah.
It's 2 years down, and still love it. So
Are we growing the Friday Lunch Club? Is that expanding, or is that
Have you
just
been?
going away?
I
have you
haven't been
for
in a while.
No, I haven't been in a while
Yeah.
either. No, neither of you.
Did you look at me and say neither of you?
I know you haven't. Because the only way you go is if I tell you this is on today, because I get the group text and you don't.
That's true.
But
That's true.
what I want to say,
Yeah.
in the 2 years or so
Uh-huh.
since I've known Connor, you had a significant achievement recently.
significant what?
Achievement in
Oh.
terms of athletic ability.
Oh, well.
It is significant. You can be as humble as you like. Tell the people what it is, and then I'll tell them how incredible
Significant
it
it
is.
Yeah. So in September of this year, I did the Urey 50. It's a 50-mile ultramarathon in Urey.
Okay, he's being coy.
It's,
It is a 50-mile race, which is incredible in itself.
yeah.
It is no exaggeration to say that the Urey 50 is arguably harder than some 100-mile races because it's
Yeah.
that intense with that much elevation.
Yeah, it has 5,000,
Yeah.
roughly 5,000 more feet of gain compared to the Leadville 100.
Right. So if you've completed the Leadville 100, kudos to you. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah.
But no, it's an incredible achievement, and lots of people start that race, do not finish that race. It is very, very, very tough. And Connor is one of a group of people of our friend circle that have finished that race. It's amazing. And you got a cool belt buckle, right?
The belt buckle is the only reason I did it.
That's the way.
Is the whole reason to do it?
When Jason did it,
Yeah.
Jason has done the 100 as well, right?
He
I
did
think
that.
Jason
Yeah.
did. But when you finish it, Jason, who works at Pomona, amongst other things, he wore that belt buckle for, I swear to God, 2 weeks straight.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I would.
It's a
Yeah.
great, it really is a good buckle. I don't really wear belts that much, but,
Right.
you know, next time I go to the rodeo,
You're putting it on.
yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, you'll have the Cowboys going, I don't know what ranch that is. You go, that's a Urey 50. But,
Did you get a tattoo or anything afterwards?
No,
Is that-
I
is that
figured
really
I'd
gonna-
done enough damage to my body.
That was enough. That was the.
How did you feel? Because it's taxing. right?
So after the race, I was obviously very tired, but tired as in wanting to fall asleep. Mm-hmm. And for a few days after, I just had kind of like brain fog and just mentally exhausted. My body was actually pretty good. Like my leg muscles were
Not too bad, not too
not
sore.
too bad. Like I was walking fine.
How long
but
does it take to do 50
It
miles?
took me just over 23 hours.
Okay.
And the winner finished in I think it was this year, it was 15 hours.
Wow.
Obscene.
So there's a pretty large
yeah.
And again, it's not
gap,
just 50
but-
miles. It's 50 miles with how?
Well, it's at least 25 of those miles were uphill, essentially, right?
Yeah, pretty
it's-
much.
It's half of it is climbing uphill.
Yeah,
And
it's
for if you've never run anything, the downhills are not easy either. Like, you don't just
You're
stroll downhill. It hurts your
Yeah.
quads, it hurts your
Yeah.
knees. So it's tough from start to finish, pretty much,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Is that
it's-
23 hours of staying awake? Do you
Yeah.
stop at any point
Yeah.
and rest?
Well,
Or-
you stop,
But you don't
at the
sleep.
aid station. But I didn't sleep. You really, I mean, if you were doing as well as like the first place person was, you could probably take a nap if you wanted to.
Because
But
there are cutoffs, right?
yeah, it's a 24-hour cutoff in total. But every
Okay.
aid station has a cutoff.
Okay.
So you have
You've at least got to get so far.
Exactly, and the first part of it is actually the quickest. Like you have to
really get there.
Yeah.
Oh.
So once you get to the second half, the cutoffs get a little
Right.
easier,
As
which
you
makes
get more
sense.
tired,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
So that's
Okay.
incredible too.
It
Because
is incredible.
It's not just, can you do 50 miles? Well, the average person, definitely not.
Right.
Like the percentage of people who complete a regular marathon in the world is minuscule.
Right.
50 miles, even less.
I
and then you
think-
throw in cutoffs and
Yeah.
it's crazy.
I think a big advantage living here is that you can actually train in Ure
On the actual
course. So
That's a
I
big
had
one.
done.
It's a big one.
I think there was.
You were familiar with the route before you'd
with
done it.
every single part of it.
Okay.
I hadn't done it in full, obviously,
Right.
but
You've done, yeah.
So like when it's night and you don't really, when you otherwise wouldn't know where you're going, like
Right.
that helps a lot. It also helps to know how much further you have,
yeah.
like mentally.
I'm sure. Did you do any training at night to familiarize yourself with the routes in the dark or at least dusk?
Let's see. I don't think I did.
Yeah.
I've done some of them not in training, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a year prior or so.
But even so, you would know the route, and even in the dark, you have a headlamp. You go, "Oh, I recognize that." And it is funny. You can recognize a rock or a couple
Yeah.
of trees, and you go, "I know where I am now."
Yeah.
But I guess, well, you've done it. What do you think? What's the ratio of mental to physical? Like, how mentally strong do you have to be to do something like that?
That was the limit for me. I don't know. Everyone's different, but I think when you train for something like that, your body adapts pretty well.
Right. Because it's a machine, right?
It really is.
there's no
And once you get in
thought.
a rhythm, like
Right.
you go, and barring like an injury or something, like your body's gonna get
It's
you
gonna
there.
keep going, yeah.
But mentally, it was tough, and
Yeah.
like for me, I came out way too fast and got really hot, and almost passed out just from dizziness, and I was probably hypoglycemic, but I somehow pulled through it.
But that, I mean, your body, right? Like you said, the mental
Yeah,
aspect.
I had to slow down.
Right. And your body recovered, and
Eventually recovered, and it cooled off, and that's
Right.
what really helped. So like half the race is at night,
In the dark.
so that really helps, just
Right.
temperature wise when it's hot.
yeah.
So
And it's at elevation, but yeah, if you live
Yeah.
here, a lot of people who come from overseas, generally, people come skiing in Colorado, and they don't understand the concept of elevation, and they
But Connor, it
get
is.
messed up.
I'm going to agree with Rob. It's a huge accomplishment.
Well, thank
so
you.
congratulations.
Thank you.
for doing it. You're effing crazy. I'm just going to say that.
can't deny that.
But I appreciate the effort that it takes and
Yeah.
the discipline that it takes to do it. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
super proud of you for going down that road and being successful in doing it.
Yeah.
And love hanging out with you. I wish we could hang out a little bit longer, but we do have a line forming
Crazy.
over there.
I love
Yeah,
it.
you guys are
coming.
popular.
You like me. You really like me.
Before we let you go, what brought you out to the Colorado Outdoors Block Party?
You can say me.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I did hear
You
you
could
guys.
say not-
I heard you guys were talking,
Yeah.
but honestly, I think it was the Philly cheesesteaks
Yeah, there you go. That's okay.
Yeah.
We don't mind
There's
finishing
no
second
problem
to
with that.
Philly
and the
cheesesteaks.
river.
You're about to get upstaged,
And
whether
the-
you like it or not.
Oh, the horse is next.
Oh, God, we got a mule coming
All right,
on.
man.
All right,
Hey,
buddy.
thanks for
you.
coming. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
buddy.
Thanks for
Good
showing
to
up.
see
Oh, look at this.
you.
Look
All right,
at
we'll
this.
Make sure this is on
Yeah.
camera.
Okay. Yeah. Get some video of this. Look at that. How beautiful. You got a buddy. John.
Hey, buddy.
Don't. So John, who is this?
This is Margie. She's our
Hi,
logo
Margie.
mule. Yeah, she's our ambassador.
Is she?
Yes.
Margie looks like she came ready for the party.
She did come ready for the party, all
What-
dressed
what-
up in her skeleton painting.
Margie
Yeah.
Margie likes Halloween, don't you,
That's-
Margie?
Yeah. We should.
Hey.
Rob, you should have. Why don't you have a treat for Margie? We should have had a treat for her.
Yeah, she'd been happy with that.
Do you
so,
like
hey.
Moscow mules?
She does,
You see what I
actually.
did there? Huh?
I like that.
Montrose mules, that's what we should call them. Well, she is a Montrose mule. Well,
She
actually,
is a
Margie
Montrose
doesn't live
mule.
in Montrose, does she?
Yeah, she lives up by Black Canyon,
Oh,
actually. Yeah.
beautiful. So, John, what's the difference between a mule and a horse?
So a mule is a male donkey and a female horse bred together. They come out as a sterile animal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're sterile.
They're sterile, yes.
Wow.
And then if you actually had a male horse and a female donkey, you'd have a hinny. There's a little side trivia for people. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, I don't have any.
And they come out as what they call, the males are called John mules and the females are called Molly mules. And so
Are they just called John mules because your name is John?
no.
Is that an actual thing?
That would have been
Okay.
That
convenient.
would have been totally competitive. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay, so why do we have the mules?
Why is
Yeah.
Margie in the
Why is
building?
Margie out
Margie
here?
in the mule? So we actually, when we bought the business as Colorado Yurt Company, we had heard a lot of feedback from folks that it's too bad we were in Colorado only, and that meant we didn't ship around the world.
Right.
And so,
And that wasn't the case,
and
right?
that wasn't the case at all. We, Dan and Emma Kiger, the founders, ship stuff all over the world.
Right.
And what we realized is that we wanted to try and keep the Colorado Yurt as the product and
Right.
put a name over the top of it. What do you name a company in this day and age to try and be unique?
Right.
We chose the name Secret Creek because a lot of my buddies used to ask me where I spend my time when I'm hunting, and
It's a
I
Secret
said
Creek.
Secret Creek.
Sorry.
And then
They go, yeah, but where is it?
But
You
where
go,
is that? Yeah.
The clue's in the name, buddy.
Yeah, over the secret mountain behind the secret river.
Yeah,
We can do this all day. Then we
Look at that smile.
We were
It's
looking at
good.
a logo, and we decided that Secret Creek doing mountains and creeks would be similar to everybody else's, and why not merge our opportunity of taking our animals and putting them into our logo and bringing a little of us to the business that Dan and Emma built, and then. The other part of it was recognizing that all of our structures, yurts, teepees, and tents, are somebody's Secret Creek.
Right.
Wherever they put it and wherever they deal with it, it's their definition. We don't get to tell you how to use it. We're just
Right.
going to give you
I'll
the
tell you what
structure.
I do every night. I promise you this is true. When I get home, I really like to get in, lock the door, draw the curtains or the blinds, and that's my Secret Creek.
That's it.
Because I'm like,
Yes.
hey, I've had enough of people today. Today's one of those days. You better believe that.
So your domicile is your Secret Creek.
Oh,
That's it,
really?
yeah.
I like to. If you knocked my door, I would just freeze until you left. I'm not answering the door or the phone. I don't. No, this is my time. So that's my Secret Creek.
970-316-3162. Text me and I'll text you Rob's address.
We can all go knock on the door. I think it would be fun.
You guys
all
can
night.
all
You know what?
just
Yeah,
all
and
day.
I'll tell you two things that will happen. One, I won't open the door, and two, I will call the police.
Wow. Wow. There
I'll
you
call
go.
the police on our listeners. I'll call the police on him.
So I have a question.
Yes.
We just had potentially Representative Cole Berger
Yep,
on the
yep.
show, and we talked about homelessness
True.
and issues that are here.
Yeah.
Looking at this amazing situation that you have out behind the building here, so you have most of your models. Is it all of the models or
Yeah,
most?
all of them are
Okay.
available. Yeah, yeah,
All
not
of-
all the models, but a lot of are representative models. Yeah.
Okay. And the standard cost of the yurt, without all the finishes and everything inside, give us like a price point.
Can
that's
range
there.
anywhere from $7,000 to $60,000 if you want to trick one out and have the biggest size. So
Okay.
the smallest to largest, 7 to 60, and a lot of options. So it's hard to say what the standard looks like. Yeah.
But as opposed to traditional construction, like
But
the reason why I ask is we both know a lot of people that are in this startup industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of our startups here in Montrose, Geyser Systems,
Yeah.
Jonathan Ballesteros, shout out to Jonathan if you're watching. He and Lisa decided to build a yurt.
Yeah.
And they put a yurt on their property. It is absolutely gorgeous. One of the things that I think is really cool about it is that they built as much of an outdoor living space as they do have in the indoor living space.
yeah.
But just for them, it was really just a cost scenario of cost of traditional building versus they could buy a a Secret Creek yurt. They could then take their time and finish out the inside exactly how they wanted to.
Yeah.
And it was an alternative to them to continue to then put the rest of that money into their startup as opposed to their housing.
Yeah.
So that was a long-winded way of me saying, as we're looking, we've got a situation here.
Vicky, can you take care of that?
Yeah. That does not seem fair.
Yeah, not this end, Vicky. Sorry, Marge. Vicky's been giving me things to feed Margie, and Margie has now decided that.
And understand, they want me to come back. And do a full-time-
Oh yes,
I love that idea.
She has to
Yeah,
come
that'd be
back
great.
and
That'd be
record
great.
an official
That'd be
full-time
great.
podcast.
Before we make a bigger mess here, do we want to address it, or do we want to just keep going?
We're in Western Colorado. This is what happens. You have mules.
Get you paper towels. Yeah.
You have
bigger
pile. We have
They're in the
mules,
bathroom.
and sometimes you know what? Mules do what they want.
That is comical. Yeah. She'd been out here all day.
I feel like
What
she's
does
trying
that-
to.
for you.
Does that mean something though?
I feel like
The-
she's trying to tell you something.
the front
She's like,
hoof?
I'm hungry and don't let me get dirty here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
That's
So for those of you who can't see, Margie is just taking a giant. Margie's just taking a giant dump on the floor right here.
And then just flubbered in John's ear. This is definitely gonna be a situation.
Margie, step over here.
Yeah. This is real, folks. This is not a studio.
This is not the studio.
We're definitely not like.
Just right in that trash can right next to you. Thanks.
Yeah.
Vicky. No, to the one to the right there. There's one right to the right of you.
Good job, Margie.
Yeah. That's awesome. So yes, definitely an affordable solution for people that are trying to do alternative living of some kind, and all the way build it out to a full home and a full-time living experience.
And ADUs as well. I'm sorry, I was talking
that's
to
where I was
the
gonna-
mule.
yeah,
but
that's where I was gonna
ADUs
go
are
with it.
expensive, but they're very much applicable and allowable in Montrose.
Are they?
We've worked hard with the city, and I think in the ADU areas within the city, we have an opportunity for people if they want to come down and talk with us. We can show them what it takes to make it happen.
Okay.
Yep.
But is as far as because we'll have Bill Bell back on
Let's just
another
call him
episode.
Blah
Yeah. And
Blah.
love to have a conversation with him. We plan on having a conversation. One of the questions that people asked is some of the rules around ADUs in town, and so you're saying
what we've
it
worked
is
with the city-
qualifying
well,
or doesn't qualify?
What we worked with the city is they'd like to help us figure out how to help one have a structure as an ADU.
Right.
We need a customer.
Okay.
So the city, obviously, the city can't go through the planning process with just a structure that doesn't have a customer. So we're open to and looking forward to having a customer that will go through the process with us. And we've got a pretty special discount for somebody who will go through the first.
I might
building
have
process.
somebody for you.
Yeah. So it's a significant discount.
I want to speak to you
let's
about
call it
that.
So yeah,
but the thing is,
5
honest,
figures level.
in the real world sense, again, the idea that. It's hard to get on the property ladder here to a certain degree, and rent is expensive and things like that. So, if we have, ADUs are allowable in the city and the county, depending on certain factors. If we have a company in town that can facilitate that, that's pretty great, I think.
It is.
It would be pretty amazing. Yeah.
I feel so
like
bad for Vicky.
I need to help her.
Yeah, you do.
Do you want me to, come
You
here,
gotta hold-
Margie.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold on to Margie. Come here,
And
man.
everybody that walks behind Margie, come here.
Come on.
You need some food. Yeah.
This way. Can you come this way? Yeah, this is the thing. Margie is not a dog
Right.
or a cat. Like, if Margie doesn't want to go somewhere,
She's
she
not
doesn't
going.
go anywhere. Because she isn't a horse, but she's built like a horse. So there is no way Margie...
She weighs like a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is...
This is Margie.
This is Margie, and Margie does what she wants, whenever she wants, wherever she wants.
Don't mess with Margie.
Do you know what? I swear, if somebody had said, what would you really want to get out of this live broadcast? I'd have been like, well, if we could have a mule crap on the floor, that'd be awesome. We can't arrange that.
That was on the top of your list.
Yeah, we can't arrange that, but it might happen. I'd be like, please, Margie, take a giant
It definitely
dump.
happened.
I was feeding her French fries, too. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe.
Look, and look at Margie's face. Not an ounce of regret.
Does
No.
she look guilty?
She doesn't care.
She wanted to be on screen.
She did.
Exactly.
And so she says, you're not going to pay attention to me? You're going to pay attention to you?
You'll pay attention to
I'm gonna
something.
move.
My favorite part was the fact that she flubbered in.
I know.
in John's
face.
ear.
And how about this? I promise this is not for the camera. The owner of the company is on his hands and knees cleaning up mule crap.
Yep.
It's only 'cause
Look at that.
Hey, that's a responsible animal.
That's a
owner
responsible mule owner.
Right there. Yep.
But he owns the building, so he wants to make sure.
That's true as well. He's also cleaning up his own floor.
I hope somebody empties his trash. 'Cause
Look at this little. There's a little guy over here.
I was going to
that's
say
just like, oh my goodness.
you can come and see the mule as up as close as you want to. Just don't stand under the back end because Margie has been known to let rip whenever she wants to. Out of both
Relieve
ends,
herself.
actually. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, if you are watching on WKRP, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching live, we're at the Colorado Outdoors block party. That is Margie.
Say hi, Margie.
Rob is,
Look, Margie's smiling.
Yeah, she's. And that is John Gibson behind her, trying to clean off her foot.
Yeah. It's like having a giant baby. Like, oh god, the baby's crapped the diaper again. It's all up its back.
Like, oh no.
You got to clean it off.
Yeah.
John.
how
So-
unique of a podcast.
Oh, there's nothing to be sorry about. I
When's
wish.
the last time you've had a mule?
I'll tell you what. If you told me which part of this I'd want to cut, I'd cut every guest out before I get rid of that. That's gold. That's podcast gold right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She's such a little.
She does seem super sweet.
She is so sweet, and the other ones are too.
Yeah.
They're all wonderful.
But the other ones may not have crapped on the floor. So I'm glad we got Margie in, to be honest.
Well, I don't know. One of them we were loading this morning in fact. Right before
Yeah.
we got on the truck.
But Margie only does it on camera. But the paint,
Yeah, Margie likes the attention.
So how much longer do we have?
I mean, the whole thing wraps up at 7 o'clock, 29
Yeah.
minutes. You want to take this, John? There you go.
So sorry for the interruption.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
So we
when nature calls.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it did.
It did in a big way.
And we left it on a really important conversation. Number one, we're going to get Vicky back.
I'd love that idea.
You're more than welcome to come as well to the
She's
show.
way more fun.
But
she doesn't bring animals that make messes.
But I think we're on to something here that we need to find a person to get involved. She's talking to you.
Yeah.
Get involved with trying to do a yurt as an ADU.
Yeah, we would love to have that opportunity and have somebody swing by and tell them to talk to me or James. It's
Okay,
a great opportunity.
So what else do you want people to know about Secret Creek? Because Margie is absolutely
Margie's
telling
about
you that
to-
she wants
Margie wants
to
to
go.
go, yeah.
The I would say we're proud to be part of the local community, and while things are difficult at times for everybody in the economy right now, we hope to be a solution for people going forward. Love our teepees, love our tents, love to be able to get them out to not only the local crowd but those around the U.S. We're in all 50 states, 39 countries. We've got 13,000 structures or more around the world.
Wow.
So,
Amazing.
Love to do what we keep doing, and I think I'm going to head on out.
Okay.
You don't have much of a choice
Yeah.
unless you
I
let
did
go
know
of
what's
that,
up,
please.
though.
There we go.
Thanks, John.
Thanks
Thanks for having us here, and thanks for coming to sit down. And thanks for that. That's gold.
And,
Gold.
and absolutely go check out. You can go on Airbnb. You can go on campspot.com.
Okay,
and-
I'm always a little bit nervous when there's a mule or a horse
Well,
behind me.
right, where you're about to get kicked right in the face.
Yeah.
That would have been my favorite part that we would not have cut
I'd
out.
have been disfigured forever. Nobody wants to see this disfigured.
I mean, maybe.
Okay. Margie crapped all over the place. It's hilarious.
I can't tell. It's getting late, and we don't have a
It is
lighting
getting
set
late.
up.
No, it's 6:30.
Have you checked the live feed just to make sure that we're not
Let's
like
have a
talking,
look.
like
Well-
look like we're in witness protection program?
Well, we're behind.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so it
there's
is.
John. It's quite good.
It's 6:30.
It's quite light, but
Okay.
we're going to wrap this up soon anyway. We kind of planned to go until 6. It's now 6:30 because actually it's been pretty popular. People have been literally queuing up to come and speak to us, which is
Queuing up. I don't think people know what that means.
lining up.
Like standing in line.
They were sitting in line. Actually.
That's true.
Um,
Rob, thanks
yeah,
for doing this.
Yeah,
Thank-
it's been your pleasure.
Well, hopefully some of you guys saw, some of you came out and watched, some of you came and listened to the music that was out here. We had
6 viewers.
We had tons of people. We had tons of people that we didn't get to talk to. We didn't get to talk to Scott and Taylor.
Didn't get to talk to David and Heidi Dragoo.
Didn't get to talk to David and Heidi
A
Dragoo.
lot of people because they're having fun outside.
That's right.
But the best part is
It's where
that
they should be.
We can get them all on the actual podcast anyway.
That's true.
So yeah, this is it. We're going to wrap it up because we got
some drinks to
couple of
have. We
drinky
got some
drinks
foods
to
to
have.
eat.
And
Yeah.
some foods. Yeah, we didn't give away any of those tickets. So
No.
Heidi, if you're watching this and those tickets didn't come back to you, they got lost.
Yeah, they got used, is what he's
We're
trying
going
to
to give
say.
them out to people outside. That's
I
what
can't
I meant to
believe
say.
not one person came in here and called me a potato.
Yeah, Dennis, you're a massive potato. Look, I just won myself a free beer. Potato, 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 potato. Now I get to keep all the tickets.
Okay.
Bam.
All right. Well, listen, thank you guys for watching WKRP Montrose. Make sure that you like or subscribe. Follow us. There's some really cool. Talk about some of the episodes that are coming up
Great.
that haven't been published yet.
Who did we talk to? Bill Bell has come back on,
Yeah,
the city
that was a
manager.
really good one.
They're good. They are a little more informative than they are perhaps entertaining.
Yeah. We had Clay and Sally from the Rathbone.
Clay and Sally from the Rathbone. We had Chad, who many people will know from the kitchen at Pomona.
Chad Jukes.
He's an amputee. He is a veteran. He has done some wild stuff.
You've got to hear
And
that story.
He comes on dressed like a hobbit, essentially. So smoking
He
jacket.
he
beard,
looked
it's great.
fantastic. He looked fantastic.
He looked like a hobbit.
Who else do we have?
I think that.
I feel like we're missing somebody.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
You're not going to. Anyway, if you want to know, you have to go to WKRPmontrose.com
Sign
and
up.
find out.
And honestly, come and support us in this stupid endeavor because we thought it was, I thought it was ridiculous to begin with. And then people actually started saying, I quite like that. And I was like, oh, really?
Yeah.
And then somebody else said I quite liked it.
I think
and
it's safe to say that you were completely wrong. Is that?
I wouldn't say that.
I think that's exactly what we
I
should
wouldn't say that.
Why would we not say that?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay. So
That's
you
it.
you were finishing a sentence saying that people love it and tell you how much they watch.
Wrap it up.
Is that it?
Wrap it up.
Why?
The people are bored now.
Are they bored?
Absolutely.
Are they falling off in numbers?
Yeah, they are.
Okay. All right.
We just
Well,
lost
listen,
1/6 of our viewers.
1/6. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching. We appreciate it. Come if you have time. You got like 20, 30 more minutes. Come down here to the Colorado Outdoors.
Or
block
come
party.
down to Colorado Outdoors anyway. There
Yeah,
is
that's
a
very good
distillery. There's the Flex Rec, and there's all kinds of other
There's
things.
Toasties. We didn't get to
Yeah.
talk to Toasties
No.
either, Miguel.
And we didn't get paid for this, by the way. This is all completely organic.
Hey, why did you have to tell people that?
No, I'm just saying. We do this out of the good of our hearts because, we love our community.
That is true. That is true. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us on WKRP Montrose. Rob, you're going to have to sit there and fill the dead space.
Whoa!
While I go turn off the stream.
I'm just going to pretend the feed's frozen.
Oh, is that what it is? Let's see how long you can hold that. I don't think you can hold it for very long.
I'm watching the live feed. Hurry up. Come on.
Hey, you know what? Sorry, I feel so bad. She's not potty trained. Well,